All right. Welcome to episode number 45 of the Let's Discuss Gaming podcast. I am your host, Triple J. Joining me is my co-host, Dr. Games 101.
What's up, guys? Hello.
And we got a lot of news to cover. It's not like I took every article that I could find of anything. I actually did. I actually had tried to be conservative, but you know, if a lot of news comes out, a lot of news comes out.
You think you're conservative? My God.
So let's just jump into things. The first story. New Kingdom Hearts mobile game, Missing Link, announced closed beta test this year. Square Enix has revealed a new Kingdom Hearts mobile game called Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, and the closed beta test will take place sometime this year. Revealed in a new 20th anniversary announcement trailer released today, Missing Link looks more like a console Kingdom Hearts experience than it does a standard mobile Kingdom Hearts in terms of gameplay at least. It features 3D environments, many of the familiar Heartless we've been fighting for decades, this time in battle arenas, and completely free combat just like the mainline series. As you can see in the trailer, it looks like we might even be able to create and customize our very own Keyblade Master, or at least we aren't playing as the Keyblade Masters we've come to know throughout the rest of the series. There's a handful previously visited worlds shown too, including Disney ones like the Tangled World from Kingdom Hearts 3, and original Kingdom Hearts worlds as well. If you're excited to check Missing Link out, you might have the chance to sometime this year, because Square Enix says in 2022 it will hold a closed beta test for the mobile title on iOS and Android devices in specific regions of the world. Square Enix did not reveal where, but presumably Japan will be one of them, considering it's where the company is based. In terms of what's going on in Missing Link, all we have to go off at the moment is the voiceover presented in trailer. Here's what's said in full. Light and darkness brought about the beginning, and hearts nurtured it. Life was passed down time and time again until the land was filled with thriving people. This is a city for light and darkness, dreams and distortion, the remembered and the forgotten. Scala ad Celia, the missing link. Here people gathered to be a part of a whole, in societies that sprawled and branched like veins through the city. The night you awoke in this world, the stars shone contorted in the pitch black sky, end quote. While the closed beta test is happening this year, Square Enix did not reveal when Missing Link will actually be released on iOS and Android devices. Square Enix also revealed in today's trailer that the long-awaited finale to the years-long story of Kingdom Hearts Union X, which is happening in the mobile game Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, will be released for free this August. While waiting for that and the missing, are you excited for Kingdom Hearts Missing Link?
Well, the mobile game itself, I saw the trailer of earlier today, and it looks all right. It's average. I'm not a big mobile person, gamer of sorts. Right. I mean, I will bring my Game Boy on to go. Like, I still have my Game Boy to this day. It's over on my backpack when I went to the gym earlier and stuff. So it's kind of like, it's nice to have, but that's about it. We don't really want it, but you'll buy it eventually to understand more about the Kingdom Hearts lore, right? So I admit, personally myself, I never delved into Kingdom Hearts. I did play Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PS2 with my classmates in my dormitory. That place was like hell on earth sometimes in that dormitory, and we had a good time and all. But yeah, I don't know. It's it's okay to play it, I'm certain, but that's all I really have to say much about it.
Okay. I don't play mobile games. I don't play games on cell phones. I have my PSP right here, my Nintendo DS Lites over there, my Game Boy Colors over there, and my PSP I think is near my bed. Oh no, it's right there. That's the first one I said. But I don't play those as much as I used to. But I never got into cell phone gaming. So, and Kingdom Hearts as a whole, I kind of feel bad that I didn't that I didn't give it more of a chance when I blew up at Kingdom Hearts 1, especially when I saw gameplay from Kingdom Hearts 3. So it sounds cool, but it's not. But it being on mobile devices is what would keep me from checking it out.
Yeah.
Ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, because we got more Kingdom Hearts news.
Oh, yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 4. The full game will be made with Unreal Engine 5. Kingdom Hearts 4 was... Hold on. Let me... so everyone on Twitch can see it. Kingdom Hearts 4 was surprise revealed yesterday during a 20th anniversary announcement trailer for the series, which is where Square Enix also revealed that it was developing Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, the mobile game. The reveal of Kingdom Hearts was quite extensive, but one thing that couldn't go unnoticed was the new visual style. Featuring a much more realistic look, especially compared to the cartoony nature of previous Kingdom Hearts games, this new sequel looks beautiful. Set in the Tokyo-like Quadrantum, this trailer shows Sora walking up an apartment before he charges after a massive heartless causing chaos in the inner city. We see some shots of what appear to be actual gameplay, and now we know this reveal was running in real time in Unreal Engine 4 thanks to a new report from Famitsu, as translated by Video Games Chronicle. Unreal Engine 4 looks great, but after last week's announcement that Unreal Engine 5 is now available to all, fans were wondering if Kingdom Hearts 4 will be developed in this new engine. It turns out it will be, according to Famitsu's report. Quote, the full game will be made with Unreal Engine 5, and the quality of fighting and details will be several levels higher, end quote, according to Famitsu. The publication also claims that Kingdom Hearts 4 is being developed by Square Enix's Osaka studio, which is the same team behind Kingdom Hearts 3, under the lead of co-director Yasushi Yasu, as translated by VGC. During the live 20th anniversary event, which took place in Japan, Kingdom Hearts franchise director Tetsuya Nomura reportedly revealed that he considered making a real Verum-Rex video game, which itself is a video game in the Toy Story world of Kingdom Hearts 3, before he decided to make Kingdom Hearts 4. Torn between a Verum-Rex game and new Kingdom Hearts, Nomura chose the latter because he'd be too worried about Sora otherwise. He also reportedly settled on Kingdom Hearts 4 because developing both would be too difficult. Are you excited for Kingdom Hearts 4?
Man, I haven't got just the complete, let alone play more of Kingdom Hearts 1 after 20 years. So I think I got like a huge backlog just on Kingdom Hearts alone. As of like last year, there was a new Kingdom Hearts that came out, if I recall correctly, for this the consoles as well. Specifically, if you want to get everything in one shot, you got to get the bundle pack, which includes Kingdom Hearts 1.5, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 2.5, I think it's called as well. There's also a remix version of one of them, so it's crazy. It's as much stuff going on.
If you don't have to get Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 if you get 1.5 and 2.5. If I remember correctly, if we're talking about the same game, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 were on PS3, and that was like collections, basically, of Kingdom Hearts games.
Yes.
Like, obviously, the first one was in Kingdom Hearts 1.5, the second one was in 2.5, but then, like, other games, whether they were, like, spin-offs, were also included in those packs.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you could get 1.5, 2.5, and be caught up all the way to 3, including the spin-offs. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4, like I said, in the last few years, I've been more interested in Kingdom Hearts. I never got the games. I should get the games. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4, I saw the trailer. It looks great. I didn't think video games could look this great without being at AAA, but somehow they're pulling it off with Sora, who comes from a fantasy world and looks like in a world that's quite real. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing Kingdom Hearts 4, and I'm interested in seeing the finished product, whatever it will be. I want to see how real the final product turns out to be.
Yeah, and I think they're still, like you said, they're still making it. So the earliest we're going to see it will be until next year at the earliest. So
yeah, if they're focusing on the mobile game, I expect maybe a few years from now.
Not too many few years. Not that few years, literally, my friend. It's in my perspective, what I learned in the game industry back in the 1990s, before all this technology of 3D and 4K and all this immersive ray tracing and all. Dude, the creators Naughty Dog, it took them not even 9 months to make Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2 each. So anything's possible.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot more technology than when Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2 were the newest games on the market. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5, look how long that took to create, not to mention how much money that took to create.
That was 2013 of its original release, you're right. I forgot about that.
And there were reports that the budget for the game was anywhere between 165 million to 250 million.
Like the size of those Batman trilogy movies from Christopher Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got the trilogy on those. It's like this special hologram package of the trilogy of Batman Begins, Batman Dark Knight, and Batman Dark Knight Rises, and it cost me not even $25. And it's amazing. It's good artwork. Got the art book on the inside. You slip it out a little bit, you already get the booklet out. No big deal, right? But then there's 3 other DVDs. It's pretty cool. So I hope they'll do something like that with Kingdom Hearts again before Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. To have everything in one smack dab package. I'm willing to spend $125 for the collector's edition, or at least the physical copies. You know, I'm willing to spend at least $125 for that because it'll help me catch up to where Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be, you know, next year or two or so. So,
right, yeah. So I'm interested in. We'll be keeping keeping an eye on Kingdom Hearts 4. See if any more news comes out, and we'll be sharing it when it comes out. Ready to move on?
Oh yes.
All right. Next, Cyberpunk 2077. CDPR Dev says there's still work to be done, reaffirms expansions are on the way. CD Projekt Red has finally released the new gen update for Cyberpunk 2077 back in February, and it brought it with driving overhauls, improved weapons, better crowds, and a lot more. In fact, one Game Informer editor thinks that now is finally the right time to play Cyberpunk 2077 as a result of these improvements. However, CDPR still thinks there's work to be done to improve the RPG, according to the game's quest director, Powell Sesko. As first reported by The Gamer, Sesko recently streamed some gameplay from Cyberpunk 2077, and during the stream, he touched on the team's work on the title. Quote, "We're still improving the game because we are all aware that there is work to be done," end quote, Sesko said. "We're very happy you guys like 1.5, and that gives us more incentive to work for you guys because you show your appreciation for it. That's as much as I can tell you. We are working on stuff for you. Like, I'm literally daily reviewing quests, talking to people about stuff, so it is happening." When asked about future Cyberpunk 2077 content, Sesko reaffirmed that CDPR was developing story expansions for the RPG. "I cannot tell you anything about our future plans, but I can assure you that we are working on expansions. We're working on stuff for you guys. As for when to expect these expansions, Sesko does not reveal anything more. CDPR has also remained quiet on expected release windows for future content too. Do you want more Cyberpunk 2077 content? To be honest, I didn't know there was anyone that did want more Cyberpunk content. So I guess if there is new content coming, no. Because like you've already scared me off from ever trying out the game. You know,
I saw the gameplay of various gamers online, like whether they're YouTube gamers or clips from other sources, other parts of the internet, and Ackman did a good job of putting all those clips together, and it was funny as hell, and fucking embarrassing as hell too. Because how is it that Cyberpunk been around since as early as 2016 on E3 of the E3 Xbox conference? You had Keanu Reeves at E3 2019, you know, for Cyberpunk and all. So it's like, you know, they have all these years up to 2021, late 2020. And it's like 4 to 6, 7 years at least. I heard it was going back far back as 2010. I'm like, what are you doing the last 10 years with this game?
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. So, like, I mean, with the exception of me getting my hands on a copy of the game to sell in my store, that's probably the only way I would try this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I'm just first impressions are everything, in life and work and everything, and the first impressions have kept me from ever wanting to try this game out.
Yeah.
So you can add up. Well, so you can add all the content you want. And to be honest, I didn't know there were people that wanted more content. This would be like if all of a sudden there's more content for Marvel's The Avengers. Oh, too little, too late. I mean, if that happened, but
And Hawkeye was supposed to be one of the latest updates or upgrades to the Marvel's Avengers game.
yeah. So I really don't. I mean, if they want to add more content, they can, but it just seems like they got a game basically on life support at best, and they're hoping this new content will bring people back to at least try it. But like I said, first impressions are everything.
Oh yeah.
Ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, The Witcher 3 has sold more than 40 million copies. Cyberpunk 2077 surpasses 18 million. CD Projekt Red has released its 2021 fiscal year earnings, revealing new sales numbers for both its Witcher franchise and its latest game, Cyberpunk 2077. To probably nobody's surprise, both the Witcher series and Cyberpunk 2077 have sold really well for CD Projekt Red. In fact, as of April 14th, so about 9 days ago, the Witcher series has sold more than 65 million copies, with more than 40 million of them being The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt alone. Cyberpunk 2077, on the other hand, has sold more than 18 million copies. Who are these people letting themselves be taken advantage of buying Cyberpunk 2077? Last time CD Projekt Red publicly released sales numbers for its latest RPG, the studio revealed in April of last year that Cyberpunk 2077 sold more than 18.7 million copies in 2020. That means that between the end of 2020 and now, so roughly 16 months, Cyberpunk 2077 has sold about 5 million copies. That's still an impressive number to be sure, but it speaks to a larger drop-off the title's sales in 2021. Common sense still ain't common. Of course, many studios would be happy with selling 5 million in any amount of time, but for CD Projekt Red, a studio with the Witcher series in its portfolio crossing the 65 million units sold mark, 5 million might not be as impressive. The perceived drop-off is likely due to word about its post-launch state, its removal from PlayStation stores for 6 months and more. CD Projekt Red has been working hard to shift the perspective on Cyberpunk 2077, though having just released Update 1.5, which fixes many of the RPG's problems and makes now the perfect time to play the game. Still, it seems Cyberpunk 2077 will remain a shadow of CD Projekt Red's Witcher series, especially now that we know the studio is working on a new Witcher game that will be made in Unreal Engine 5. But as CD Projekt Red's 2021 fiscal year earnings show, Cyberpunk 2077 might get a boost when its Netflix anime Cyberpunk Edgerunners is released later this year. Are you excited for the new Witcher game coming out that's going to be using Unreal Engine 5?
As far as The Witcher's concerned, I did purchase the first Witcher for the Steam game, or on the PC that is, so I already installed it and everything else. I haven't got to play yet. What I'm trying to do right now is wait until I get like a better equipment for the system, or better a new computer. So at least I own it. It was on sale for about, I think it was like what, $7, $8, $9. So it was a good buy, if not $10 actually. And yeah, I also played Witcher 2 for about an hour. That was all right. I mean, it's hard to memorize a lot of stuff in that game because you got to do potions and these abilities and all this good stuff, and it's like that's not. See, Witcher is okay to play, but you have to be focused in that game most of the time. Of course, that's like with almost any game, right? The more that you put into one part of entertainment, the least like you go into other parts of the entertainment as well. So if you're a big Godzilla fan, you gotta focus on Godzilla all the time, and not focus on Power Rangers or not focus on Halo or stuff like that. So it's a trade-off. So if ever in my lifetime, if I have the time, and there's gonna be no more Witcher games coming out after the fourth Witcher, I'll buy the other three Witcher games easily and try to take my time in beating those games, especially Witcher 2.
Did you ever play The Witcher 3?
Unfortunately, not yet.
Okay. I played it once, got stuck. This is when I had the money to buy basically almost any game I wanted. This was years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, The Witcher, it seems that's the cash cow, apparently, at least for CD Projekt Red. And I've seen, like, environments in the past Witcher games, so I would love to, again, with what we know about Kingdom Hearts 4 and how they're using Unreal Engine 5, I would love to see what The Witcher looks like, the next Witcher game.
Okay.
I really want to see what the graphics are going to look like completed, especially with this new engine.
And ray tracing involved is going to be a double
Right.
woozy. A double the doses of wowza.
I just can't believe people are still buying Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until it's in the bargain bin. Like, Xbox's Xbox's fucking Black Friday sale, but like 95% off, and it's like instead of being $50 on Xbox, like 10 cents, $1.50. That's when I'll buy it. That's when I'll buy Cyberpunk. I know it sounds crazy from what you said, but
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, okay, it got a new update, but when people bought it, it wasn't getting new updates. The word of mouth and it being delisted wasn't enough to keep people from saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't purchase Cyberpunk. Maybe you should buy something else with your money.
Oh, man. I mean, I know Cyberpunk can be a good game to play at times without all the glitches, but once the glitches have been stuck in there for a long period of time now, even after the 1.5 patch from last year or middle of last year, good luck trying to resell it as a complete game again, because not many people are not going to be fooled the second time, because the saying goes, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times.
Actually, it's the way around, but...
Okay, but it's Cyberpunk, so it's a different case. Okay.
After it's been delisted, shame on you.
Yes. Yeah, fool me 3 times. Are you both high?
Yeah, so, I mean... But again, The Witcher sounds great. I know a lot of people love the series. I only played it once for a few minutes. The Witcher 3 for a few minutes. And yeah, I really want to see how great the graphics are going to look with the new engine and all the new improvements like ray tracing and everything.
Yeah, because if we were to compare apples to an apple tree, in a sense, the Matrix game demo for PS5 and Xbox Series X, and I saw Morihara somewhere in the games play that thing, and it's a good experience to see that all that goodness of graphics in that one simple demo. So this is like the power of the PS5 and Xbox Series X. I cannot wait to see what's going to be like for the rest of the cycle of these systems. And if we get our hands on it within the next year or two, it'll be a better experience on our systems. Problem though, when I try to get the Xbox Series X or the PS5, is that I have to have a compatible TV, and if all that ray tracing, all that rendering, start to affect the screen, I don't want my plasma TV or my flat screen TV to turn to overheat and fucking explode. Like, that might happen, you know what I'm saying? It happens with older systems. Like if you try to play something of more advanced of game, like for example, I don't know, Alien Isolation, and your system goes back to 2005. Good luck trying to get your computer back to normalcy. So.
Okay, well, I don't play games on my computer, so I play the console because I know the game should work on the console if it's for that console. My TV's from 2015 because I bought it when I was on unemployment. and it still works to this day. It's still TV I watch, so and play games on. So, I haven't noticed any problems yet. I haven't even thought about that being a possibility, that your TV wouldn't be advanced enough unless you need something like a smart TV.
Oh yeah.
But so yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Ready to move on?
Oh yeah.
All right. Next, Capcom is releasing an Arcade Stadium sequel with 32 more games. Capcom announced on Twitter today that it will release another collection of 32 classic arcade games. According to the tweet, this new compilation is titled Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, and 2 of the games have already been revealed for it. Sun will be the game available for free when downloading the collection. Those who pre-order or purchase the upcoming collection will receive a bonus copy of 3 Wonders when Capcom Arcade Second Stadium launches. The original Capcom Arcade Stadium included 32 arcade titles that were purchasable piecemeal after downloading the base game, along with 1942 for free. Other games in the first collection include Final Fight, Ghouls and Ghosts, Strider, Street Fighter II, Hyper Fighting, Bionic Commando, and Captain Commando. Games cost $1.99 a piece or can be purchased in various bundles. Capcom has not talked about whether pricing will remain the same, but given the warning in the announcement tweet, the individual sale of games will remain the plan for this iteration as well. No release was given for Capcom Arcade Second Stadium yet, but it will be available on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, just like the previous Arcade Stadium collection. Is this collection something that you would look forward to?
Well, especially when it comes down to games like Captain Commando involved, I would definitely buy it.
Well, that was on the first one. We don't know the games that, other than Sun and the other game that I mentioned, we don't know what's going to be on it.
It would be nice if they have any more Captain Commando related games for the matter, like they did with the Resident Evil characters at Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And I wouldn't mind that happening again, because my first few times going to the arcade, not first few times in the arcade, but first few times going to specifically from Marvel vs. Capcom arcade, it was the best experience ever, because I never seen these characters before in action like this, like Mega Man, Strider, Captain Commando, Wolverine, Spider-Man. It was a great thing. It was like the best thing since sliced bread type of moment. And when I used Captain Commando a lot, I was like, him flight no, him flight kick, it's crazy. It's just a wonderful experience. And when you do that special attack with the 3 buttons at the bottom of the arcade machine, instead of the 3 atoms appear at the bottom, you press that at the same time in easy mode, and you do this special move where all your team comes around and beat the crap out of your opponent and shit. It was pretty good. They're like, boom! And they just escape, and it's you gotta play Marvel vs. Capcom. If you can afford it on the PS1, if you can find it on the PS1, good luck getting it. It's expensive as hell.
Yeah,
I bought it back when I was a kid, but you know how our parents are. At least my parents are.
Well, I played it on 360. This was years ago, like 10 years ago.
Okay.
A friend of mine, he had a friend that brought over his 360 and a bunch of multiplayer games, and one of them happened to be Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I do like when you teamed up certain people, you would get like a certain bonus that would help you during fights. Mm-hmm. Like if you just pick Resident Evil characters, like you team Chris, Jill, and Nemesis together, or something. I played a lot Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney when I played it. But back to this collection, I think I played the first one on PSP not too long ago.
Okay.
All the games were there, at least the ones that I cared about trying. Ghouls and Ghosts, or no, Ghosts and Goblins. I'd last like maybe 5 minutes if I was lucky.
Right.
But these arcade games, they're going to be. Really, this collection is going to be based on whether or not anyone wants the arcade games that are going to be released. The first one had a great lineup. But like we said, there's 30. The 2 games that they talked about in this collection I never heard of, So it's going to be based on the other 30. If anyone, if I'm willing to try this collection or not.
Oh yeah.
So, and I really don't like buying them even for $2 a piece. But then again, like they said, they'll have bundles for specific games.
And that's what I hate about microtransactions, to the point where it's like, now they can take advantage of the younger players with ease. Tell them that, hey, this is normal to buy $2 per game, wherever the situation is. Or they'll say, they say, hey, you want to buy half of it for about 20% off, another half of it for another 10% off. Try to trick the gamers to think they get a good buy for these things. And it's like, I want the full game. I want all the collections. And if you cannot afford the collections in a reasonable price, inform the public in an organized, entertaining manner, and just sell it like that. I like, for example, Halo 3, for example. I know it's different altogether game, but Halo 3 was sold for about, $60, no problem, right? But then you go into the limited edition for about $100, and the legendary edition with the helmet and the special books and stuff for $250. I wanted to get the legendary edition so badly, but I couldn't afford it because I already spent $500 of my money for my full-time job being a furniture associate, moving furniture and all for the customers. So it was either Halo right now or Halo next year. And I said Halo now. So imagine with the Capcom, they're going to be like, it's going to be more, now it's going to be more conservative, quote unquote. Is the kids going to be like, wow, I get the first 2 games for $5 instead of, each game for $3. Whatever it's a mockery.
Yeah.
I've seen yeah.
I mean, I wanted to get this. It's Midway presents Arcade's Greatest Hits, the Atari Collection 1. If I have time, I'll be playing this tomorrow by doing a Let's Play. And yeah, it's old games like Missile Command and stuff like that. Missile Command, Asteroids, Centipede, other games. But when you think about that, or you think of Midway Arcade Treasures that's on Xbox One, I'm not sure if it came out for 360 beforehand. At least you're getting all the games that are in that collection. You're not piecing these collections off whereas some games will be in a bundle, some games will be in this bundle. Yeah. Just put all the games in the bundle and sell the bundle.
Oh yes.
Like I said, the first 2, I never heard of those games, so you're not really enticing me to get this collection right now.
Yeah, plus you're appealing to us, the older gamers, even over 25, because we have money. Now, we don't have a crap load of money to most of us, or at least some of us at best. But,
most of us.
Yeah, but we have just enough to pay an easy $30 for a game with no problem, almost. For me, if it's $10, that's perfect. It was on sale, whatever. That's good. That's a good buy no matter what. But if you're selling a brand spanking new video game, you better give us the full package. I'm not going to spend partial or pay $60 for half a game. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't like that either. Hopefully there'll be more. Hopefully there'll be more games that entice us on Capcom, on this new Capcom collection, and hopefully it'll be hopefully it's not going to be a nightmare like it sounds like it might be if you want to play every single game.
Yeah.
Because if say there's 10 games I'm interested in and it's affordable enough where I can get the collection, I'm obviously going to play the other 22 just to try them out.
Yeah.
Having to buy each game individually is gonna turn people off of this, because why would I pay $2 a game for when there's a bunch of games that I don't even know anything about, that I never heard of before? So
they're taking a risk with doing this to the younger gamers, because if you're trying to break up everything and give it little by little, like you did with Halo Infinite, good luck trying to keep their attention, because they have a short attention span. Now, obviously, we're not saying no better, but we have a higher learning or higher intelligence, you want to say, in a sense where, because we're older, we're more mature, we judge better with what we get, what we buy, or what we play in the game. Because when you play games like Apex Legends, you're not going in there just to fucking shit around like Rambo here. Now, me personally, I could do that when I was 20 years old because I have that ability, or at least I thought I had. But as you get older, you lose cognitive abilities and stuff like that, so you make it up for being a judgmental person in the game. So that's what happens, and that's a good trade-off. But but it comes down to just these microtransactions, whatever. I'm still coping with the matter. I'm still understanding and computing to the best of my ability of why, in God's name, you cannot just sell an actual full game over the last 5 years now.
So, yeah, an actual full collection. Yeah, that's what makes it a collection that has a bunch of games you can choose from. Not that you have to buy it piece by piece.
Mm-hmm.
There was the Sega Classics on Xbox game store. That's a lot of people are upset because they thought they were getting all the Sega Classics. They didn't know they had to buy the Streets of Rage collection if they wanted Streets of Rage. They didn't know Monster World was in its own thing. They didn't know, they thought they could get all these games and try out the classics as they wanted. They didn't know it was going to be pieced off, with only games in being with other games in its own franchise.
Indeed.
Ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Next, Euden Chronicle Rising gets May release date. Launches day one on Xbox Game Pass. Publisher 505 Games, Rabbit and Bear Studios, and Natsumi Atari have revealed the release date for Euden Chronicle Rising, and it will hit PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam, Epic Game Store, and GOG next month. More specifically, the Euden Chronicle, I'm just guessing that's how you pronounce it, 100 Heroes prequel will hit consoles and PC on May 10th, and it will cost $14.99. However, Rising hits PC and Xbox Game Pass on launch day, so if you're a subscriber there, you can check out this game through that service for free. After a massive earthquake revealed rune barrows deep below a town on the remote frontier of the Alpha known as New Nevea, fortune-seeking adventurers and merchants from across the world arrive. A press release reads. Among these hoping to find treasure, 3 star-crossed heroes come together: CJ, the venerable scavenger, and Guru, the beastman mercenary, hope to mine the Rune Lens, a source of magic in underground. Isha, the young deputy mayor, wants to rebuild her town. As previously revealed, Rising is a fast-paced 2.5D action RPG with town upgrading elements that serve as a companion prequel to 100 Heroes, which is expected to launch in 2023 as a spiritual successor to Suikoden. In fact, Rabbit and Bear Studios is headed by Yoshitaka Murayama, who is one of the creators behind the Suikoden franchise. As for what is to expect during combat, CJ uses climbing axes to make quick strike attacks. Isha, on the other hand, fights from a distance using magic and sorcery, and Guru uses a gigantic sword to slice at foes wherever they are on the battlefield. You can freely swap between characters to unleash link attacks, which combine each hero's specialty for devastating amounts of damage. Scavenge dungeons and earn materials to reconstruct New Nevea to its former glory and reap benefits applying to 100 Heroes when it releases in 2023, a press release reads. Cross-content includes special cosmetic items, valuable equipment, and trade goods. Make a personal mark on the world of Euden Chronicle by naming certain weapons and delicacies in Rising that will carry over to 100 Heroes next year. Within the Rune Barrows hides a deep-rooted conspiracy with shocking ramifications for the Euden Chronicle universe. Prepare for 100 Heroes' intricate plot and globe-spanning adventure by playing through the inciting events in Rising. Euden Chronicle Rising hits PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on May 10th. It will cost $14.99. Are you excited for Euden Chronicle Rising?
It's an okay game by the looks of things. I'm willing to play it on the first try. It kind of reminds me. I know it's based on it's 2.5D, so it kind of reminds me of that other game, other games to be more exact, Child of Light, Ori and the Blind Forest. Those type of games are like kind of like that. Well, excluding Ori is a little different. It's more of a like action-packed type of sensation. But the Child of Light is an RPG style type of game, and it looks similar to what Child of Light is trying to portray as well. So I'm still stuck on, not stuck, but I'm going through challenging battles now in Child of Light, so I'm taking my sweet time with the game now. After how many years I had it, you thank Boogie2988 for showing that gameplay during his stream back in 2013, 2014, and I think he had early day access to that matter. So it made me want to buy the game too, and I got it in games with gold. So since then, I had the game, but I barely played it because obviously, the game itself is like, it's one of those, not immersive because it's mainly you have to read text. So of course, Final Fantasy VII, like, duh, come on, Charles, you love Final Fantasy VII, right? But it's not the same. It's a totally different era. Like 1997 was totally different in 2014 and now 2022. So it's kind of like I'm in the middle of it, of doing stuff with it. That's about it. Final Fantasy VII I'll definitely play anytime.
Okay. I never heard of this game. 2.5. When I think 2.5D, I think of Batman: The Brave and the Bold on the Nintendo Wii. That was classified as 2.5D. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, I mean, and I like this game. I like how you have different characters for based on how you want combat. Do you want to, be up and like right up against your enemies and facing them, or do you want to use magic from far away? The town building, that sounds like that also sounds interesting, because when I heard that, I thought of Mad Max on Xbox One. If you remember Mad Max, remember all your little hideouts? You had to build like water pumps to get water. You had to build gardens so you had food, and like you got rewards. Like if you built like a gas station, if you did something for gas, your vehicle would be refueled every time you visited that hideout. Or your canteen, if you had built a water system, your canteen would be refilled every time you visited that hideout. Do you remember that from Mad Max?
I never played Mad Max, so for the Xbox One, but I did watch at least one time the trailer, so it looked alright to me. It kind of reminds me of the game Rage for the Xbox 360 for the 2011 video game. Kind of similar to that, it's desolate. Years after the apocalypse, stuff like that. So it's a similar fashion what you're trying to explain here. Because in Rage, to those who want to look back at my gameplay, check out my BitChute account. In that particular gameplay, I did a exploration of but a good portion of the close by communities at large, and I had to get rid of these people and the rebels and kill the head leader. We're calling like that, so it's like it's more like what you explaining with Mad Max. So I'm willing to play Mad Max. We'll see the matter at hand myself. So other than that, even
now,
but it's even the Chronicles game. If I pronounce it properly, it looks good. And it's not that bad. I mean, it's might be good for kids, younger people, not too young, but those teenage to young adults,
Right. So, I'm just wondering when they said like town building, if it was going to be something like that in this game.
Yes.
So I guess we'll find out. It's also not going to be too long. It's going to come out like in about 3 weeks from now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll see. Ready to move on?
Ready.
Okay. Next, Bugsnax and the Isle of Big Snacks hit Switch and Xbox Game Pass later this month. Bugsnax, the Young Horses console exclusive for PlayStation, will hit Switch and Xbox consoles on April 28th. That's in 5 days. Previously released in 2020 on PS5, PS4, and PC via the Epic Games Store, Bugsnax and its upcoming DLC, The Isle of Big Snacks, which we think is shaping up to be a great time after a recent preview of it, will hit Xbox Game Pass the same day it launches on Xbox and Switch. If you don't have Game Pass, though, or wish to play it on Switch, you can purchase it on launch day for $25 with a 20% discount. Furthermore, across all platforms, additional trophies and achievements have been added to the game as part of its Isle of Big Snacks DLC. For the uninitiated, Bugsnax is a mystery exploration game with Pokemon Snap-like elements that see you capturing unique bugs that look like edible snacks in a variety of ways. It features a great voice cast, one of the catchiest theme songs in gaming, and more. Young Horses say the Isle of Big Snacks campaign includes 3 to 4 hours of new story content with Yuri Lowenthal, Casey Mongilo, Deborah Wilson, and Haviland Stillwell returning to voice their respective Grumpuses, and new exciting bug snacks and mysteries to discover. On top of that, Young Horses says new mail quests have been added to the base Bugsnax Island alongside new hats to acquire and your very own hut to decorate and call home. To help celebrate the release, I Am 8-Bit has revealed that a supersized 2-disc LP vinyl that includes 25 tracks from Seth Parker's Bugsnax score will soon be released. Young Horses says the Bugsnax campaign takes about 7 hours to complete. Couple it with the Isle of Big Snacks, and you've got nearly a dozen hours of Bugsnax content to consume on Switch and Xbox consoles when it finally hits on April 28th. Are you excited for the Isle of Big Snacks DLC?
It kind of reminds me of one of those bug games that came out back for the PS1. I think it was story about a movie. I saw the movie, but it was a trailer I saw while watching a martial arts film of Jean-Claude Van Damme. I forgot the name of that movie of Jean-Claude Van Damme that I was involved with. But in the previews before the movie started, it showed that bug-related movie, the type of 3D animation. So if it's what you're saying, the Big Snacks, it sounds like a Bugsnax at first. Okay, it's
Bugsnax, but the Isle of Big Snacks is the DLC.
See, I should have watched the trailer, but I didn't have the full time to watch it. So, as in this game's coming out later this month, right?
Yeah.
As for the Xbox, okay, all right. So right now I can't have no qualm with it. So.
And you might be able to play it since you have Game Pass.
Yes. So I could do a gameplay of it with you guys sometime next week then.
Yeah. I just don't have any really. After hearing about this game, I just really don't have any need to try this game. It's not something that interests me. I mean, when you talk about Bugs game, I think like of a Bug's Life on Nintendo 64 and PlayStation.
That's the one most likely.
And I don't know about the PlayStation version, but the N64 version was completely terrible. Well, the fourth level was just ridiculous. I mean, but anyway, that's a different game. That's a time story for another time.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, there's nothing in this game that makes me want to try it. Maybe after Dr. Games 101 does his gameplay video, maybe I'll have a different opinion on it. But right now, it's not something I care about.
It looks like a child's game by looking at the screenshots, but it's something that I don't see available on the Xbox store. That's for certain. It still say it's not available, so I'm not sure if it's going to be part of the Game Pass on time or not for next podcast. So, but eventually I'll get to it if it's as long as it's compatible with my Xbox One systems. That's all I care about. So
right, it should be, but it's not. But that's not going to happen until, let's see, today's Saturday the 23rd, Sunday 24th.
28th.
It's not going to be able till at least Thursday.
Yeah, 28th. Yeah, it looks all right to play for if you have a family around, but that's about it. You know, it's nothing to like. Personally, I would play hours upon hours, but
right.
You know, if I had a son, try to show him the ropes. You know, let's give him the starting point of this game. You know.
Right. All right. Ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, we got more news related to this game.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox Game Pass talking about Bugsnax, more Ubisoft titles coming in the future. April's second batch of new Xbox Game Pass titles has been revealed. As previously announced, the PS5 launch title Bugsnax makes its debut, along with its free expansion, the Isle of Bugsnax, hitting the same day across all platforms. Joining Bugsnax will be the launch of the 2D action RPG Unsold, the quirky Zelda-esque Turnip Boy commits tax evasion, and more. I think I read that correctly. Take a look at what's coming below and visit our links for if you're looking for more impressions on the title. Here's what's coming, and this was written on the 19th. F1 2021 joined the cloud on the 19th. So did Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered join the cloud. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion joined the console, PC, and cloud on the 19th. The next games will be joining Tuesday. 7 Ways to Die will be coming to Game Pass on the console, cloud, and PC. And the same day, Research and Destroy will be coming to console and PC. On Thursday, as we said, Bugsnax coming to console, cloud, and PC, and Unsold will be coming to console and PC. What's leaving Game Pass on the 30th? Cricket 19 will be leaving console, PC, and the cloud. Outlast 2 will be leaving all 3 services. So will Secret Neighbor, and so will Streets of Rage 4. Additionally, Microsoft announces it's working with Ubisoft to bring more of the publisher's games to Game Pass. That initiative kicks off with Assassin's Creed Origins and For Honor Marching Edition become available on Game Pass sometime within the next 2 months via the Ubisoft Connect app. Ubisoft games are no stranger to Game Pass. Rainbow Six Extraction hit the library at launch in January, and Rainbow Six Siege and the base version of For Honor have been available through the service as well. But with the long-running rumor that Ubisoft's Uplay will be rolled into a Game Pass subscription a la EA Play, this move could be the first step towards that reality. So what do you think of the new games coming to Game Pass? Are you interested in any of them?
Well, the Bugsnax you keep mentioning, and yeah, and I was very surprised on Xbox's part for not sharing that particular game as part of its library in full, because like I said earlier, when I try to look for an Xbox Live, it just shows the game itself, but I say it's currently not available. So it's either going to be solely on the Xbox Series X and S and PS5 and Xbox One S and X, and other Xbox One systems may not have the full feature, so it's going to be iffy right now for the next few days. But other than that, yeah, I mean, the games that I'm seeing right now for this month, it's not much. Hey, I can't remember them. That's the problem. I downloaded them the other day or two, at least 4 days ago, if I remember correctly. But that's about it. It's like, it's for the last couple of years, in my perspective, in my opinion, the Xbox games with Gold is not as big and impactful like it once was the first couple of its years. Because I'll say again, to Xbox community or to Xbox the corporate, to Phil Spencer if he's listening on this, especially Larry Herb and Major Nelson, you guys have these games that are coming out on Games with Gold for the last couple of years, and it's just not as impactful. It's not as really want to get into these games. The first couple of years, back in 2013 until 2016, there was not Black Ops 1, Halo 3, Halo Reach, games like Streets of Rage, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong, because there was a vintage collection that was for free of Games with Gold last time I checked. There's also games like Crazy Taxi. I didn't know I could get Crazy Taxi if I got it as part of the Game Pass. That's a good thing then. That's a good one. Xbox. Well,
Crazy Taxi was available through Games with Gold also.
Okay, so I got it with Games with Gold then. That's how I
got it.
Okay, perfect. See, I was right originally. Games part of Games with Gold. So, and I heard good things about Crazy Taxi. I still haven't got to play it yet. After all these decades, especially. So.
You never played it, even though it originally came out on the Dreamcast?
I didn't have the money to get the Crazy Taxi. It was either Sonic Adventure 1, Power Stone, Dino Crisis for the Dreamcast, um, House of the Dead 2, and I think I also have one other game. I forgot. Oh, D2. That's about, as I mentioned many months ago about D2. Good game for the Dreamcast. The Funk Wart was the ones behind creating that game. Very good game. Graphic too. Sexy at the same time, but graphic, you know.
Okay. Yeah. None of the games that are coming really, like you said, I just read the list, and other than Bug Snacks, I don't remember anything that's coming. That means I don't really care about any of the games. I mean, the biggest game between what's leaving and what's coming, the only one I really care about is Streets of Rage 4.
Oh yeah, that's coming out later this year, right?
That's leaving the end of this month. Yeah.
Oh, it's already out of the Xbox Game Pass, right? I forgot
about
that.
Yeah, it's leaving the end of this month, though.
I was thinking of River City Girls. I was thinking of.
No.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the other games that I'm interested in, Assassin's Creed Origins, which I played a bunch of, For Honor, if it's the same game I played earlier, well, last night, that I uploaded a video of this afternoon, that's a good game. Yeah, so like those are the games I care about that don't have a release date yet. The ones that are coming or about to come, I have no interest in.
Definitely.
Before we continue, I just want to get something to drink because otherwise my voice is going to go out.
Understood. Be patient, guys, while Triple J is coming back. Currently, this game, like I keep saying about Bug Snacks and other games you mentioned, I don't remember any of it coming up in a standout-ish type of matter. It's something that I just don't get about Xbox sometimes, where it's like, it's a good deal to have Xbox games with gold and Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass, but then in a long term, it's very good. I've been a member of Xbox Live for about 12 years, 13 at the most. And during those 13 years, there was some good times during that time. Halo 3, Fear 1, 2, and 3. There's also games like LA Noire. I played with you guys last year, I believe. That I played one of the worst games of the 2010s called Anthem. If not one of the worst games of all time, Anthem. So, yeah, it's something that I just don't understand what Phil Spencer is taking out these past several months now, because he knows that they're running low on good games to give out for free, quote unquote, for free, and it's something that I just can't get my mind wrapped around it, because like I always put my finger on it, because they know they're running low on options. They got to take some drastic actions in order to keep us continue buying games with gold. Because not to
mention the great games that came out years ago that we still never got through games with gold.
Yeah.
January, I think it was, we did that, or December, we did that list of games we still never saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucks, man. It really does suck, Triple J. It's, I mean, I can always go to PC, but they know I can't go to PC fully because I don't have the full features or the full optimization and performance for my games that I bought.
You have a gaming rig, basically.
Yeah, because I bought Tekken 7. It was on sale. The original price was like $60 on Steam. It was on sale for about $8, $9. So something like that back like earlier this year, if not late last year. And I've been playing Tekken 7 since December of 2017. The game came out back in like September or October 2017, give or take. So this is a good, well thought out investment of my time into games like Tekken. But of these new games like Bug Snacks and Streets of, and Streets of Rogue, I'm looking at right now. I never thought about. I downloaded that game. There's a game called Streets of Rogue. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, I downloaded that, and it was part of my games with gold. It looks like it. It looks like it.
Okay, so ready to move on?
Yes, I'm ready to move on, but the matter.
Alright, I'm going to read the title of this next article, but I'm going to keep my camera on. You'll see why. Activision Blizzard appoints new Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer.
That's how you included like a fat person to be a trainer
Yeah. Activision Blizzard has appointed Kristen Hines, a Accenture's former Global Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Practice Leader, to be its new Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. Great, so you got a job that pays you to do actually nothing. This comes after months of lawsuits that detail harassment, discrimination, and more at the company, and after last week's news that the publisher's studio giant is converting all U.S.-based equity assurance testers to full-time employees with benefits and increased wages. So they're treating the employees better. What's the problem? On top of lawsuits and workplace changes, this news comes after Raven Software attempted to unionize after roughly a dozen of its contractual QA quality assurance workers were laid off. Well, when the economy sucks, things like that can happen. However, Activision Blizzard opted not to voluntarily recognize Raven's union. Hines joins Activision Blizzard from Accenture, where she most recently led the Global Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity practice, and sat on the firm's global leadership team for the CEO transformation practice. A press release from Activision Blizzard reads, so you're paying this person basically to do nothing. In that role, she helped organizations establish and strengthen their own yada strategies and capabilities, ensuring success through integration with the business, data-driven accountability, and continuous feedback loops between leaders and employees. She brings over 2 decades of experiences across a variety of clients and industries, and has focused on large-scale enterprises and cultural transformation, talent strategies, and mergers and acquisitions for clients across the Americas, Europe, and Asia. Just treat your employees better, and you wouldn't have to do this crap. Hines says gaming has the potential to connect communities around the world and showcase heroes from all backgrounds, and that she's looking forward to playing a part in expanding the landscape for talent who brings these compelling experiences to a broad base of players. Please don't. Bobby Kotick, the controversial Activision Blizzard CEO who reportedly knew of the publisher's history of sexual misconduct, and said he would consider resigning if the company's workplace issues aren't fixed soon, although Blizzard walkouts demanding his resignation have already occurred. So you haven't gotten all the rats off the ship yet. Says Hines' success in similar roles at other companies make her the right person to ensure we deliver on our diversity, equity, and inclusion commitments to build a model workplace aligned with our values. First you have to have values. In this role, Hines will strengthen work underway with the company's leadership team and its employee resource groups to implement programs and policies that foster a diverse. Oh God! How many times am I going to have to read these words? Workplace environment. Hines will also partner across all gaming teams to ensure perspectives are included in game design, including storylines, character development, gameplay, and community interaction. Hines will play a crucial role by taking a paycheck and doing nothing else, and furthering Activision Blizzard's commitment to increasing the percentage of women and other people in its workforce by 50% over the next 5 years. Great, so you got to hire people based on gender. I thought that was called gender discrimination.
Yep.
If you don't mind, I'm going to go first.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. What they should have done is they should have said, anyone who brings claims of sexual harassment, the investigation will be, there'll be a full, serious investigation, and if it turns out that someone did something wrong, they'll be removed from the company. And that person, investigation, but if someone brings forward a false claim, then the person who made the complaint will be removed from the company.
Makes sense.
You don't need diversity and equity and lollipops and candy canes and marshmallows.
Unicorns, don't forget the unicorns and Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, and unicorns and farting rainbows and all this other BS.
Krispy Kreme.
You need to say, if you really wanted to do something for Activision Blizzard, you should have said, all right, anyone who makes a claim, that claim will be investigated, and it doesn't matter if it's the janitor cleaning the urinals, it doesn't matter if it's the CEO. If there's a claim made, it will be investigated. If the claim turns out to be true, the person who committed it will be removed. If the claim turns out it was made with malicious intent just to get someone fired that didn't do anything, then the person who made it will be removed. And then they should have given incentives for people wanting to work there. It's just like at Sloman's when I was working there in 2017, and the telemarketing manager had a great idea. He's going to hire 17 and 18-year-olds only, because that way they'll have like 40 or 50 years to donate to the company, and they'll find their next manager in that group instead of hiring someone in their 20s or 30s. And 3 weeks later, every 17, 18-year-old that was hired was gone. That was a rousing success. And this is ridiculous. Hire the people based. Whatever happened to hiring people based on qualifications? Whatever happened to hiring people based on what they know and what they can do, not what skin color they are, what gender they claim to be.
Reverse discrimination, quote unquote.
Yeah, and I mean, and like I said, you want to get stupid with it? Let's get stupid with it. I identify as a toaster. Are people going to start treating me like a toaster now?
Make my bread brown.
So yeah, under inclusion and diversity offer, I just see it being a big scam, a big paycheck that could have gone somewhere else, and they didn't have to do this. They just had to take the safety of their employees and the morale of their employees seriously and investigated any claims that were made.
Oh yeah.
Not hire someone. But this is kind of like The Last of Us 2. I feel.
Yes.
Well, how do you feel about this?
It's The Last of Us 2, but it lasted for the last 25 years, at least 15 years. We've been hearing, I'm not sure you personally yourself, Triple J, but I've been hearing rumors, well, not rumors, but these videos on the internet, before YouTube ever was ever a thing, showing Activision Blizzard showing off their stupid, not mischief, but stupid nonsense, this BS bullshit, they would call it, on their videos. They'll make fun of a girl on camera or whatever, or have a hot girl on camera doing stuff with her, like with G4 TV pretty much, but except for it's Activision Blizzard have a standard in the workplace. So basically they were like showing to the world, hey, look at us, we like to mess with the female workers, or hey, look at us, we like the best, we're frat boy wannabes at the Activision Blizzard. And this is back in 2003, 2004, give or take, while we were still in high school. I looked at videos online while I was on my break from my classes, and I see like, yeah, man, this is some crazy shit. And I don't remember the full details back then. Of course, we heard about sexual harassment and sex and stuff like that. But that's through textbooks and stuff like that. We didn't experience that till later on in life and things like that afterwards. So as we got older, now we see the bullshit. Now we see them coming out of the closet, not coming out of classes looking like that, but now they're showing their skeletons, and now they're gonna try to put it back in the closet and cover up everything like it's okay. Not risk. It's too late. Now it's out there in the open. Now you literally are a work hazard to most workers that want to work for your company. And I'm very surprised it's still in business. I'm very surprised I have stock in that company. I will admit that. I thought they're going to crash and burn, and I thought I could buy 5 cents worth of stock of each. In a sense, so I have like 3 or 4 stocks in them. Not little stocks, but about
3 or 4 shares.
No, about $5, $10 worth of shares of stock of Activision Blizzard. That's how much I put into that company so far. That's the most. And I'm still doing more and little by little. Because I know one thing is certain, there's going to be a big change in that company, or has been changing for the last few months now with that big acquisition by Microsoft. So, Microsoft Xbox it is. So it's going to be changing over next year. And I want to keep adding more to the pot, taking that risk and see what happens. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to be the only one doing this, because I'm looking at what happened with GameStop. So imagine Activision Blizzard will be the next GameStop fiasco. Except for now, it's about morality and who's going to take over this company, who's going to own this stock. So what if you and I, or any one of us gamers, did the same thing with GameStop and take over that company with a few cents on each share? So it's kind of like, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm like, I'm the boss now for a month or for a day, Yeah, because we have votes of these matters with Amazon, Activision Blizzard. Once in a while, GameStop, they have like board voting for for, against, or absolve from the voting. So I chose most of them against, and some of it for. So it's, I don't know. I have my voice in that company, Activision Blizzard. So I hope they'll reverse their decision. It funded their own payments, their own paychecks. That's what they put into the board to fund their own paychecks, and they're telling the shareholders like myself to be for that. You gotta be kidding me! After what happened with you guys earlier this year, late last year especially, come on now.
Yeah, my problem is, like I said, people. Whatever happened to people getting ahead on their either work or people getting ahead on what they've done?
Yes.
This equity officer. Not everyone is going to succeed to be the CEO of the company. Of There's only so many positions.
Yes.
But I don't know. Maybe it's a get woke, go broke thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Activision Blizzard wants to kill the company before Microsoft actually takes it over.
That could happen too. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with that matter, with the stocks involved, because if they're going to go tank to a point of I can buy them up. If let's say, for example, anyone listening hearing this podcast, I don't care who anymore. If you're a gamer, if you hear the history of Activision Blizzard, you want to pay them back somehow, some way for showing the light back 20 years ago. Go right ahead and buy their stocks little by little. But when that time comes, when it's going to crash, which I'm not sure when, but it eventually will, that's when it's time to buy up those stocks, baby. And I'm like, you know what? Now I'm the owner of the company now. And I got to turn and call it the Dr. Games Company, Something.
We got more news revolving around Activision Blizzard actually next.
Okay. Because look at
should we move on to that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Hold on, but we used to say about Elon Musk though. Elon Musk tried to buy Twitter now for the last several days,
right.
And he did a good job in showing what he wants from that Twitter company. So imagine us being involved with just Activision Blizzard, a group of us, whether it's 10 of us or 100 of us, or even 1,000 of us that pull our money together to buy Activision Blizzard. That would be great. That would be an interesting moment in history of stock market shares.
Right, you would just have to get 51% of the shares. You wouldn't even need all the shares.
And if you have it as a group format, your people who did the acquisitions or the stock buying, that would be great. Hell,
yeah,
we'll be absolutely good businessmen after that.
All right, ready to move on to this next piece of news?
Yeah, let's go on to this 25 years in the making.
All right. California lawyer resigns from DFEH, claims Governor Newsom interfered with Activision Blizzard case. Serious allegations are coming from a former attorney of California against the state's governor, Gavin Newsom, today as reported by Bloomberg. The allegations regard possible interference in a pending case from the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing against Activision Blizzard. Melanie Proctor, who is the Assistant Chief Counsel for California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing, has resigned from the position following the firing of her superior, Chief Counsel Jeanette Whipper. Proctor's resignation is in protest of what she calls interference of California Governor Gavin Newsom in the DFEH's case against Activision Blizzard. Bloomberg's report states that Proctor had written to her staff in recent weeks. In an email to staff, she said the Office of the Governor repeatedly demanded advance notice of litigation strategy and next steps in the litigation. The letter describes some of the interference, saying, as we continued to win in state court, this interference increased, mimicking the interest of Activision's counsel. The report states that former senior counsel Jeanette Whipper had been trying to protect the DFEH's independence and was abruptly terminated as a result. In the email sent to staff, Proctor resigned from her post effective today, this was written on the 13th, so 10 days ago, in protest of the interference and Jeanette's termination. This news comes just weeks after a potential $18 million settlement for the lawsuit came to light. If it comes to fruition, the settlement amount would be significantly lower than the $100 million Riot Games was ordered to pay out late last year in a similar workplace discrimination case headed by the DFEH. Now that two of the top attorneys have left the case on the DFEH side, leading to severe interference allegations leveled against California's governor, the legal battle that's been embroiling Activision Blizzard since last summer is taking some unexpected turns outside of the company. We'll try to provide any updates to this ever-evolving case as it develops. So, what do you think of that?
Well, if you're referring to that California lawyer being resigning and things of that matter, and Newsom takes over that Activision Blizzard case, well,
interfering in the case anyway.
Yeah, but you know how politicians can act. They act like they're both the law and justice at the same time. And,
right.
And Newsom has a history now with messing up California over the past several years now. And California, before his time in office, Newsom, there was all these problems with California for at least 15 years now, at least. More graffiti, Skid Row getting worse, more tent cities. So Newsom should be worried about this Activision Blizzard case. This should be like the last thing on his mind, Newsom. He should fix his state. I understand we're talking about politics for a moment, but that's how it is, guys. Like anyone who's over 25, you pay your taxes, you work your ass off. You go to work to pay more taxes. You go to the shopping centers to pay the sales tax. You take the gas tax for your pizza delivery, or take the public transportation. That's tax of itself with the gas itself involved. We pay tax no matter where we go in this country, and the last thing we need is politicians being involved with everyday business transactions with banks and other companies. And it's like, I don't understand these leaders that we have for how many decades now. They've been involved in politics for at least, on average, 25 years, from Nancy Pelosi, who was the Speaker of the House, as well as representative of California's districts. One of them, that is. Who else? We also have Feinstein, who had a Chinese or Asian provocateur who was part of the Asian government of China, whatever we're called, the Communist Party of China informant. You know, it's ridiculous. Like to those that follow politics, you'll see what I mean from after I explained for the past 2 minutes. And it's something that we should focus more on other things than just this gaming company, you know?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know anyone. People in California, why are you still voting for this person?
Hey,
you had a chance, and you didn't.
Hey, if I may add a little more to the matter, there was an election last year for California governor. Larry Elder, who was the sponsor for this protocol relief factor. I've been taking it for the last few weeks now, and I feel much better now from it. And no, I'm not endorsed by them, but it's just some proof that I want to know what I'm talking about. Larry Elder was a black conservative, and he ran for governor of California, and people say he's a white supremacist for believing what he believes in and stuff. Like how can people be that stupid in California to vote for him? I'm sorry, California viewers who are watching, listening to our podcast here, but come on, you gotta be kidding me. Newsom is a corrupt bastard at best, if not at least. And you want to vote for it twice? Okay, one time is okay, but twice? I don't know.
Yeah, at least people knew what Obama was when he won his second term. It's just there was nobody else better to vote for.
if Obama waited for about 20 years, he would definitely go up against me and for the Democrat nomination. I've been a good little boy for their little escapade, you want to call it, good group, you know.
But I mean, why is he getting involved in this case to begin with? Like, that's my biggest question. I mean, does he think he's king? And I blame the people that continue to vote for him and didn't vote for him to be removed when they had the chance.
I mean, are we that gullible as people of California?
I guess. Yeah. I guess they like the conditions they live in.
I mean, New York is no different. I think you already know. You really do know what New York is like. They'll vote for a Democrat almost every time, and not only that they voted for him once in office, as seen his performance beforehand, they'll vote for it twice and still make things worse. But when they vote for Giuliani and Bloomberg. Okay, Bloomberg he messed with the election system by being in the Independence Party, which that's a totally different thing than the Republican Party. So Bloomberg purposely messed up the system. But Giuliani, even though we don't like the guy, he was a Republican, he's conservative at some point in his life during that time as mayor, so he did a good job cleaning up the city with the Gottis, the 5 families, the drug infestation, the drug rings, the prostitution. So we'll give him credit here in New York City, at least that. But throughout the entire the entire New York State as a whole, from Pataki, he did okay, kind of. Swazi got fucked over because he tried to expose the system and expose himself at the same time because of this prostitution thing going on with him. So it's kind of like, can we just stop the nonsense and just get down to solving our problems as people of these states, let alone the country? Like, we need to fix our roads and bridges, our infrastructures, our public transportation. Dude, my friend Triple J and the audience out there, France, Germany, Japan, they have the most up-to-date public transit systems, if not traveling systems around. And it's like, they are ahead at least by 20 years, or maybe 10 years, but still, like, we should have already been at this for at least 10 years now, And they canceled the project in California to build another either transit system or a highway system underground. Something advanced going on. It was very good at first. I also still have here in New York City. I still have copies from my director of the MTA, Dr. Sussman, or Mr. Sussman, whatever his name is, show me in his mail-in package a big case of paperwork of the New York City Transit to be reshaped into something totally different. And that was from 15 years ago. I still have it to this day in my thing over here, my desk and all. I have to look through it, but it's still there. The layouts, the designs, the blueprints of each station, how they're going to reorganize it, revamp it. They did it in Brooklyn somewhere at first, but I don't know what happened after 2016. So that's another situation of its own. So sorry if I've been on a tangent.
It's okay. I'll just go with what Lord of Patriarchy says. People in California, maybe you should start voting with that for the person that has the R next to their name,
or at least Communist Party. We'll accept that for now, or Labor Party, or Green Party. Now, Green Party lost their way for a while now, but back in the 2000s, they meant something. We had the Libertarian Party. We had this party, that party. You had the Women's Feminist Party. What I call let's try anything other than Republican and Democrat for once. So.
I mean, it wouldn't happen. But the thing is, the way to break the two-party system, I've heard, was, someone from the Green Party, Libertarian Party, whatever, someone from a third party has to get 5% or more of the popular vote.
Indeed.
When if the third party gets that much, then a candidate from that party could possibly be elected the next election.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll use the presidential election. Say in the 2024 election, a third party gets at least 5% of the popular vote. In 2028, whatever party that is, will have a candidate that could possibly be elected to the White House. So it will be Republican, Democrat, and third party. That's how you break the two-party system if you're not happy with it, but they got to get 5% of the votes.
Yeah.
Well, at least 5%.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to move on?
Indeed.
Okay. Halo Master Chief Collection gets Halo 3 cross-platform co-op and new Flood Fight mode in ODST. A new update for Halo the Master Chief Collection is now live, and it includes a number of bug fixes and improvements for the overall experience. Perhaps more exciting, though, is the addition of new Halo 3 ODST firefight variants such as Flood Fight, which pit you against Flood enemies, and Halo 3 cross-platform co-op. Clocking in at roughly 22 gigabytes on Xbox consoles, this update is one of the biggest in recent memory for Master Chief Collection, especially as much of 343 Industries continues to focus on the latest Halo game, Halo Infinite. Here's what's new in Halo 3 ODST Firefight. Various new settings are available when creating a firefight session. Added scenario settings include hazards and friendly booms, such as additional weapons being available on the map and allies delivered via insertion pods. This update brings elites to New Mombasa for the first time and a new firefight game variant, Flood Fight. Elite and Flood enemies can also be added to other Halo 3 ODST firefight game variants via the wave properties settings. Flood waves will be accompanied by a fog that changes the atmosphere of classic maps, and allies lost to the Flood may return to attack players. Flood-themed hazards are also available in new scenario settings. These hazards include Flood dispersal pods, Flood stalkers, and Flood-controlled vehicles. Halo 3 cross-platform co-op experimental. Players on PC and Xbox consoles can now play these campaigns cooperatively online. This feature has been tested internally, but the team requires additional insight from real players with different networking setups. Please submit bug report tickets if you encounter any issues in game, and share your feedback in the Halo Waypoint forums. Custom game browser improvements. In addition to several menu improvements, all titles in the Master Chief Collection are now available for use in custom game browser sessions. A quick match option has been added to the custom game browser menu. This will allow players and their party members to enter a match that fits their selected filter options without browsing the full list of available sessions. Halo 4 campaign customization. When starting a Halo 4 mission, enable the campaign customization option to see equipped weapon skins in-game. New skulls. The Aquaphobia skull has been added to Halo 2 Anniversaries campaign. 16 new skulls have been added to Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST. There's a lot more to this update too, including new Halo 3 medals, new Halo 3 ODST mod tools, and tons of bug fixes, changes, rebalances, and improvements to all Master Chief Collection. Are you excited for this Master Chief Collection update?
It's not a bad, interesting addition to the game itself of Master Chief Collection, because I both owned it on the Xbox One as well as PC. So goodness forbid if Xbox One got the Xbox One version got shut down, which can happen after 2025, 2027, give or take. And, I still have the PC version to play on. And my information will be carried over from the Xbox to the PC by default. So it's no big deal. And as long as I keep up to date with my systems of the Xbox One up until the day that starts stop updating, I should be fine. So it's not bad. I've been playing Halo Master Chief Collection since the first after the 4th week, which of its release. So that's basically around the first week of January, because it came out back around earlier. Around December 15th or December 20th. So by the time I got the game, it was back around January 3rd or 4th or 5th. And I was able to play the Halo 5 beta. The Halo 5 beta was much better than the Halo 5 you see right now, that's available on the Game Pass. So, yeah, I miss those days where, because I was 26, 27 years old, fresh out of any form of exercising, whatever. At first, I was like, let me just take a break. and just play some Halo. And then when it's another, I play hours. Now I'm playing up to about 176 days worth of Halo Master Chief Collection so far. You see it on my Xbox account. So.
All right. I just think of a 22 gigabyte update. Jeesh.
Yeah, that's big. I'm surprised. Damn.
The game itself is the biggest game I know of, like at 117 gigabytes already. But you know what? I guess hey, at least they're adding stuff to it. I mean, this game did come out This did come out at the beginning of the Xbox One's life cycle. So the fact that in 2022 we're getting updates shows that they care about the Halo franchise and they care about Master Chief Collection. It's not just a one and done that they forget about a year later. So yeah. I played Master Chief Collection once since you got it for me. It'll come up sometime in our Thursday night game sessions, and I'll definitely play it again on my own. I don't really care about the campaigns, but that new flood fight mode, that does sound interesting.
Oh yes, I played it before earlier this week with my other friends, and it was good. It was a little slow paced at first, but all three of them were kicking ass in that game. I was just standing by sniping, using the battle rifle, and they splattering every flood being out there, and I'm just out there in the distance, sniping. That's about it. So they good for those type of players out there because they have the spunk for these type of gameplay. So they've been playing Lasso more times than I ever started playing myself and Lasso. I'm still struggling. I was struggling to play Halo 3 Legendary for the last year or two of the same first 3-4 levels. Now, the day that they helped me get the achievement for play Halo 3 on Legendary, it took not even an hour and a half, 2 hours at the most. And I got an achievement for most likely for that stuff. So it's pretty cool. I like it. Good friends come a long way. You too, my friend. So it's like it's a good experience. You make good friends in the Halo community.
All right, ready to move on?
Yes, indeed.
All right, we got more Halo news. This is about Halo Infinity. 343 Industries detail Halo Infinity's new Season 2 maps. Halo Infinity's second season, Lone Wolves, is slated to begin on May 3rd and brings a host of new content to the game. 343 Industries released a blog post detailing one of its most exciting additions in the form of two new maps, Catalyst and Breaker. Catalyst is a sleek though abandoned Forerunner base that's been reclaimed by nature. Expect plenty of foliage to cover its monolithic surfaces, and 343 describes Catalyst as a vertical symmetrical arena featuring suspended catwalks and a light bridge connecting the map's two halves. Breaker is a banished shipyard laden with debris situated on a dusty desert planet. Its centerpiece element is a giant plasma cutting beam moving across the map that players can battle around at their own peril or benefit. 343 describes Breaker as a pseudo-symmetric BTB map. Catalyst and Breaker will support all the exciting multiplayer modes, as well as the new one coming next season. Be sure to read 343's blog post for the developer's complex breakdown of these maps, inspirations, and design elements. Lone Wolves will also introduce new story elements, modes, and cosmetics. 343 plans to spill those beans on those additions in the coming weeks. So what do you think of these new modes and maps in Lone Wolves update?
Well, Lone Wolves. Last time I saw a free-for-all, ranked free-for-all playlist. It's been so many years I haven't seen something like that. And I hope they'll reinstate that free-for-all rate free-for-all. I doubt it though. It's not enough players for that matter. These players today, depends on what playlist you go on and throughout the Halo Master Chief Collection community, they really are very picky and also don't want to compete as often as before. And the ones that do compete in the Halo 3 ranked, they mock you like crazy if you suck, or if you have your team is trash, or they'll say, "Oh, my team is trash. You're trash. Why are you playing this game? Oh, you're a retard, Doctor Games. You're a retard. He's stupid." I was like, if I really am that stupid, then why am I on level 17 already? It took me 5 years to get up to that point. What about you, my friend? Not you, Triple J, but the Halo player out there that likes to be all high and mighty. Like, oh my god, I got to level 25, 50 so easily. And I'm like, yeah, I'm cheated most of the time too. Me personally, I'm the one who's doing the hard work around here. I'm taking all the kills. Or not taking all the kills, I'm taking all the deaths. Well, you get all the kills. So who's fair here? Well, come on now. So I don't understand their egos. Most of these Xbox gamers, no offense to them, I admit that can be at like that once in a blue moon, but these guys are like, their egos are high up there. Like, you want to know where all the crazies are at when it comes down to certain tactics? Go into Halo community. They're very, very resourceful with their tactics and how to beat these games online. So it's. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing, but it's just that it affects your everyday life if you like this. So.
All right. Well, I don't play Halo Infinity, but I do have to say these new maps, from the way they sound, they do sound interesting. They do sound. They do sound like
Master Chief Collection, not Infinite. Halo Master Chief Collection.
This is. Well, I'm talking about Infinite because that's where the new maps are going to be.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I guess I went off topic. My mistake.
Yeah. And then you try and take me off topic permanently.
I'm sorry.
Halo. So all I have to say, I don't really have much to say except these new maps that are going to be coming out May 3rd, in a couple of weeks. They sound like they're a lot of fun. And when you get to play them in multiplayer, that's really all I have to say. Are you ready to move on?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Next, Hello Games' next ambitious project won't be a No Man's Sky sequel. Outlaws update launches tomorrow. No Man's Sky is a true rags to riches story. While early trailers of the massive universe were impressive, the game couldn't live up to that potential during its rocky early launch period. Of course, years and awesome updates later, No Man's Sky is an experience teeming with engaging content like base building. In that same vein, the new Outlaws update launches tomorrow, focusing on the criminal underbelly of the galaxy. But more importantly, Sean Murray spoke to IGN about Hello Games' next ambitious project and how it won't be a sequel to the Trillion Planet adventure. It'll be something much more. Today's Outlaw update was briefly summarized by a list of bullet points in a recent Sean Murray tweet. Outlaw Space Station, Cloth Simulation, Outlaw Stories, Smuggling, Solar Ship, Recruit Wingmen, Planetary Frigates, Improved Space Combat, Forged Passports, more ship slots, Bounty Missions, Planetary Pirate Raids. A blog post delved into further details. Players will get to explore outlaw stations filled with contraband marketplaces, unique mission NPCs, and smuggling opportunities. Procedurally generated solo ships were implemented to spice up cruiser collection, and immersive additions like thundering frigates and dramatic explosions will likely keep explorers on the edge of their seats. In other news, Sean Murray told IGN that Hello Games' next project is strikingly ambitious. Similar to No Man's Sky, it's the kind of project that even if we had 1,000 people working on it, it still seemed impossible. What this new IP will be is anyone's guess, but Hello Games has spent a long time owning their craft with No Man's Sky's seemingly infinite loot. In any case, it won't be a sequel to the developer's flagship title. Are you excited for the Hello Games' next title? What do you think they're planning?
And what's this game called again? As you can tell, that's right there something that I mean, Hello Games. I heard of that company before. Well, what other game they made other than that one you mentioned?
I don't know.
Wait, Hello Games' next ambitious project won't be a no. Oh, okay. So they're the ones who made No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Okay, so wow.
But their next project won't have anything to do with No Man's Sky.
Of course. I don't know. I heard bad things about No Man's Sky at first. Now not improved on the matter. People are saying good things about it now, but 2 years ago it was a different story. Hell, there was this one guy, one gamer, who so maybe emailed or sent a message to the company saying that, like, oh, if you don't correct this, if you don't release the game anytime soon, I'm going to kill you guys. Whatever the threat was. That's what the threat said in Rich Really Tech USA's report. And I'm like, what gamer out there want to be that anticipated for a game they don't know much about? And it was like months before its release. So
this guy has been brought back from the dead when it got its updates.
Oh yeah.
I just don't know what they're planning next. We really don't have any information to even make a guess. We just know it won't have anything to do with No Man's Sky.
That's up to they'll keep their word of having a full game out.
Yeah. All ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Next, Road 96, a procedurally generated road trip, cruises onto PlayStation and Xbox today. Road 96 cuts a procedurally generated narrative about several teens crossing the border of the nation of Petria. Of course, we've seen our fair share of procedurally generated levels in roguelike. Still, the promise of a shifting, randomized story made Road 96 an ambitious experiment to watch when it dropped for Switch last year. And even though it might feel as if Road 96 flew under the radar, it was listed as one of the Switch's best-selling indies in 2021. Today, DigiGeeks third title cruises onto PlayStation and Xbox. The trailer showcases Road 96's vibrant, cartoony aesthetic, but don't mistake that for narrative lightheartedness. Political and personal tension lies at the heart of the adventure game's dynamic storylines. While interacting with several NPCs, friendly or otherwise, and selecting choices that influence various outcomes, you will be exploring a wilderness, hosting desert expanses, lush forests, and more. This all comes packaged in a 4K 60 FPS experience. As the trailer's narrator states, each decision could shape your destiny, and Petria's too. Time for you to hit the road. Will you be checking out Road 96 on Xbox?
Well, I have to say, this Road 96 game, it's like a racing game you're trying to say, right? Or it's different altogether?
No, it's like a road trip game, but every decision could change the could shape every decision will shape what happens next. How you interact with NPCs can play how the rest of the game will play out.
Well, oh man, damn, it's I can't make out this game itself in a sense to have a better opinion about it, or a perspective at least.
Okay, it's basically like if Telltale Games made a road trip game.
Okay.
Every decision you make will impact how the rest of the game turns out.
So it's a point and click game, but for driving.
I don't know if it's point and click or not. It's an indie game though.
Oh, it's an indie game. Okay, so I'm sure it'll do good. Because for a minute that felt be like, the Gran Turismo 7, the fiasco, the debacle.
No.
That was crazy. That they made people feel poor while playing Gran Turismo 7, literally. Like if you're a working class citizen making, back when I was working full time, $15,000-$20,000 a year. That was it. This is gross pay, by the way, and I'm paying all types of taxes, plus also the health insurance, plus also union dues and fees for that job as well. So I'll probably come with a check instead of at $350. It might be like about $275 a week. Sometimes one time $250. It was like all that work for $250. I'm like, wow, I'm spending money towards pain relievers and stuff like that. So it's. I'm sorry, I'm going off topic here. It's just that it's something that I'm not going to be interested in until I see it to believe it was that good. But it's just an indie game. It gives my chance to hire to get to not buy the game, but at least play the demo if there is a demo for the game.
Okay. I'm definitely interested. I'm going to check out reviews obviously first, but this sounds like a game that's most up my alley. It sounds like it's going to be a road trip but every choice you make impacts how the rest of the story plays out, just like in any Telltale game that you can think of. So this is, and also apparently your choices also impact the planet. So, this is something that would definitely be up my alley. I'm still going to check out reviews first, but when it comes out, it's definitely something I'll be looking forward to. Ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. Next, Fortnite. New Coachella collaboration brings music, cosmetics, and more starting today. Epic Games has announced that Coachella 22 is coming to Fortnite. This news comes by way of an Epic Games press release that states Coachella-inspired cosmetics and loading screens will make their way to Fortnite starting today, with music from artists set to perform on the actual Coachella stages in California hitting the Fortnite Icon Radio 2. The collaboration starts April 14th and will run through May 16th. The sound and fashion of the Coachella Music and Arts Festival comes to Fortnite. From now till May 16th, tune to Icon Radio in your Joyride vehicle for a lineup of artists featured in Coachella 22. And just as the festival lasts 2 weekends, this weekend and the next will see the drop of new Coachella-themed items in the item shop. As for what to expect, Icon Radio will play songs from more than 90 different artists performing at Coachella this year. While driving around in any vehicle in Fortnite, you can turn to Icon Radio to listen to them. If you're looking for something cosmetic, the first drop happens at 8 p.m., and this was written on the 14th. This wave includes the Wilder and Lyric outfits plus matching accessories. Speaking of wave, the matching accessories for Wilder outfit and are the shark-based Fin Black Bling included with the outfit, Neon Bitter Pickaxe, and the Fin Flare Wrap, according to Epic Games. The Wilder outfit comes with the Cosmic Equalizer Alt Style, which is reactive to music. With the Lyric outfit, go C-sharp with the Cactus Swangaroo Back Bling included with the outfit, and some strings with the Electric Festival Shredder Pickaxe. Both are reactive to music. Like the Wilder outfit, the Lyric outfit comes with the Reactive Cosmic Equalizer Alt Style. The Wilder outfit and Fin Back Bling, Lyric outfit, and Swangaroo Back Bling, Neon Pickaxe, Festival Shredder Pickaxe, and Fin Flare Wrap are available individually or together in the Walking at Coachella bundle. The second wave of cosmic items drops on the 21st, which was a couple days ago. This wave includes the Alto and Poet outfits, both of which are reactive to music and matching accessories for each. Living the front row lifestyle, Alto's matching accessories are the festive music reactive Sonic Vibes Back Bling and the tropical softest Electro Palm Pickaxe. Matching the boldness of Poet, put on the otherworldly Cosmo Neurotic Helmet Back Bling, make a point with the Cataclysm Crusher Pickaxe, and be a star with the main stage wrap. The Alto outfit, Poet outfit, softest Electro Palm Pickaxe, Cataclysm Crusher Pickaxe, and main stage wrap are available individually or together in the Dancing at Coachella bundle. The bundle additionally includes the Enter the Coachella-verse loading screen. Finally, if you want to have a Coachella-themed screenshot of your shared by Epic Games, post it to Twitter with the hashtag photography hashtag, or on the Fortnite BR subreddit with the photography post flare. Are you excited about this Fortnite and Coachella collaboration?
Well, I never was a big Fortnite gamer after the first couple of times I played that game, back like 5 years ago, if not 4 years ago. I did a record of it, and you can tell from my voice in the video I was pissed off most of the time. Unfortunately, it's not there anymore. I don't have that video anymore due to the copyright claim by that rapper. So it's it sucks. Just 5 years just gone of my original gaming channel. It just sucks,
Yeah, I do have to say what I really don't care about the items because I don't play Fortnite. I do have to say it's pretty cool that they have this music festival that you can listen to in the game during a certain time. this music festival is going on, and if you go to a certain radio station in the game during a certain between now and May 16th, you can listen to the actual artist performing at the festival. That's pretty cool. Obviously, they have all these new outfits. They got even more things coming. You're not going to believe the next edition coming, which I'm happy to get into. Like I said, I really don't care about the new outfits and weapons and pickaxes and everything, but I do think the collaboration of hearing artists performing at a festival in the game over the next month is pretty cool.
Right.
Ready to move on?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Okay. This also is joining Fortnite. Wu-Tang Clan outfits, emotes, and more hit Fortnite this weekend. Epic Games has announced that its next music-inspired collaboration is happening by way of none other than the Wu-Tang Clan. Hitting the game at 8 p.m. tonight, so just a few hours ago, this collaboration brings 2 outfits to the Battle Royale item shop along emotes, sprays, a new loading screen and banner, and more. As you can, this collaboration is very much focused on the style of Wu-Tang Clan and not necessarily on the individual members of the famed hip-hop group, although it would be really cool to play as RZA or someone else one day. The 2 outfits available this weekend are the Throwback BG and BRITE skins, and each comes with matching accessories. The Throwback BG outfit includes the WooWear Worldwide Back Bling, but you can also purchase the matching neck protector pickaxe. The back bling is reactive to music, and the pickaxe is reactive to hits. Both come with a raucous red alternative style. The Bright outfit includes the Wu-Tang Represent back bling, and to round out this outfit, you can pick up the Triumphant Tagger pickaxe too. The back bling is reactive to music, and swinging the pickaxe creates a trail of paint. When you swing it, both come with ruckus red alternative style. The following items will also be available at the Fortnite item shop. Shimmy Surfer Glider, Wu Rap, Wu-Tang is Forever Emo. The Throwback BG outfit, which includes the WooWear Worldwide Back Bling, and the Bright outfit, which includes the Wu-Tang Represent Back Bling, are available individually or together in the WooWear bundle. This bundle also includes the Wu-Tang Hands emotions and the Wu-Tang style loading screen. The next Protector Pickaxe, Triumphant Tiger Pickaxe, Shimmy Surfer Glider, Wu Rap, and Wu-Tang is Forever Emo are available individually or together in the WooWear Gear Bundle. Epic Games says in a press release, this bundle additionally includes the Wu Bomb Box Spray and Wu-Tang Clan banner. On top of all this, the Wu-Tang outfits include a no-cap style that shows off the outfit's hair. Plus, to commemorate Wu-Tang's collaboration with Fortnite, Wu-Tang Clan is creating special Fortnite Wu-Tang apparel, including real-life versions of the outfits hitting the game, which came earlier tonight. Fortnite has been in my household for years, Wu-Tang Clan member RZA said. It's been a pleasure and joy watching the game evolve while becoming the go-to pastime. This collaboration is a multi-generational drip of swag and cool. If what you say is true, Fortnite and Wu-Tang could be Fortangerous. Are you interested in any of the Wu-Tang Clan items?
They got my eyes on that. They really do. And as a person who grew up around the area of filled with rap music being made, here in Jamaica, Queens, New York City, 50 Cent the rapper was born and raised here, and I listened to his songs as always when I was a teenager, and guys like him, now Wu-Tang Clan and Brand Nubian and you name it, like they all just, of course, they're from other parts of the United States, but still, it's just that I grew up with these guys, especially Wu-Tang Clan. Like I heard of them as early as like 2003. I of course I heard their songs when I was a young kid, but now I heard of their music through GTA San Andreas. That's just one of those songs by either Wu-Tang Clan or Brand Nubian or the other rappers of the 1990s. So this is a good addition to Fortnite.
Yeah.
It would be nice though for Xbox gamers specifically not to act out like Ebonics / Urban Talk. Like I have friends who are acting like that most of a huge portion of the time, especially when I'm in their party chats. They'll act like, "Yo, son, yo, this, yo, what up, my nigga," and stuff like that. Like, look, I mean, I understand that you don't like blacks being on Xbox Live. That's we have to act like us, and we don't. All of us act like that. Come on now, guys. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than these people, but they're starting to act like it. Like I already got enough of that in my neighborhood back in the past. We were saying, "Yo, what's up, my N-word or nigga or digger or whatever the terms are," and it's like it's over. The jig is up. We will leave it here where we are in my neighborhood. But anything outside of it, if I'm on Xbox Live, I'm thinking of different cultures and values. From Fortnite to Halo to Apex Legends, you can include Wu-Tang Clan in the Apex Legends if you have to. I will eat that up like it's no tomorrow. I will spend my last $5 on buying that bundle. Or maybe $10 if it's that much, I don't
know. They're not including any actual members of Wu-Tang Clan. This is, like they said, this is basically focusing on the group as a tribute to the group as a whole.
Of course, yes.
Not to say that you couldn't play as certain Wu-Tang Clan members maybe in the future. I do have to say I never saw this coming. I never would, if you let me think of 20 things that were making it into Fortnite that haven't made it yet, this Wu-Tang Clan would not have been one of them. Either as a group, tribute, or individual members. But this does sound like a cool addition, especially if you're a fan of the Wu-Tang Clan.
I like their ice cream song. Peanut butter, butterscotch. They'll rap like that. And they'll make that song like, "Oh, baby, oh." I can't do it. Shit, it's pretty cool. If I'm gonna play it right now, that'll be nice. But it's gonna be copyrighted, so forget about it.
All right, ready to move on?
I sounded weird when I said that, right?
Huh?
I said I sounded weird when I make those noises, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. Fueled Up is a 4-player couch co-op game set in space developed by Fireline Games. Fireline Games has announced Fueled Up, its new 4-player couch co-op game that looks like Overcooked set in space. Described as a multiplayer game that combines salvaging spaceships with intense co-op fun, Fueled Up will hit PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, and PC later this year. In it, you and your crewmates must fuel, fix, and recover damaged spaceships before an evil octopus gets its tentacles on them. Return the spaceships to safety while dealing with unexpected dangers like wormholes, asteroid showers, and space squids, a press release reads. Keep the engines fueled up, fix hull breaches, and extinguish fires or risk the ship blowing up. There are no boring days in the life of a spaceship recovery engineer. In Fueled Up, you will explore dangerous galaxies, face increasingly challenging hazards, while trying to outrun the giant space octopus. If you succeed, you will become the spaceship recovery engineer the universe has ever seen. Here are some highlights about Fueled Up from Fireline Games. Intense couch co-op fun. Enjoy a game where teamwork, a rapid pace, and multiple task juggling combine with heavy doses of chaos and laughter. Mix careful planning with split-second decision-making to make it back to base. Madcap frantic solo play. Friends not available? No problem. Fueled Up plays great for the single player as well. Online local multiplayer. Work with your crewmates in both local and online multiplayer to bring the ships back safely in one piece. Controller sharing. Only one controller? No problem. Share it with your friend and save spaceships together. Bonus challenges. Is returning safely not enough for you? Craving even more excitement? Each level offers extra objectives to test your skills and prove there's no task too challenging for you and your crew. Fireline Games is a team of 4 indie developers from Poland that worked on Dying Light 2, Control, The Walking Dead, and more. They place Fueled Up in the same genre as other puzzle-like co-op games such as Overcooked, Moving Out, Tools Up, and more. So if you like those, you might want to keep an eye for Fueled Up when it's released later this year. Are you excited about Fueled Up?
Well, I don't know much about that game. It seems interesting at first because if I had like if I talked to my other friend on the other side of my building, him and I we could team up and play on the same household.
You and
We
me
could
could
co-op.
team online.
Oh, I heard it's a couch co-op.
Yeah, but it said also local online multiplayer.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part fully. So my fault. I thought it'd be like the old days where it's like you, me, and Kevin, and perhaps even your other friend. I forgot his name. We watched a scary movie together, all three of us. We were playing that game, SmackDown versus Raw. We gathered up like we did back in the '90s and 2000s. But ever since the 2010s, the mainstreaming of online gaming, where it's like you don't have to bring every friend to your household to play the game. Each and every one of your friends can have different Xboxes or PS4s. It's cross-platform, so that's a good thing, right? So I guess you could say that's pretty cool to have this feature. You know?
Yeah. I'm stuck at Overcooked, the first one. Moving out, that the problem with that game, even though I downloaded it, it's only couch co-op. There's no online co-op, and moving out is pretty boring if you play it by yourself. But this sounds interesting. This, space exploration, outrunning a giant octopus, and trying to avoid other hazards as you try to get ships back to safety. Sounds like fun. It's definitely something I'd want to try out.
Oh yeah.
Ready to move on?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. We got lots more stuff. We might not get through everything we had planned. CD Projekt. Huh?
I was going to say I don't mind a 3 hour, 4 hour plus.
Okay. All right.
Before we continue, though, if I use the restroom for a minute or two, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. I'll take the time to get.
Guys.
I'm going to take this opportunity to get something to drink, so consider this an intermission.
Alright, I'm back, my friend. Sorry about that. Anyone there?
I'm here. I'm coming back.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's take a short break, guys. Just it's gonna be not a long night, but it's gonna be interesting. Good amount of nights.
This will probably be our longest episode ever.
Yes, definitely.
All right, ready to move on?
What was the topic at first? Did we did any topics while I was gone?
No, I didn't continue while you were gone.
Okay, no problem.
All right. CD Projekt Red talks 22 projects, the Molasses Flood working on existing IP. Yesterday, CG, we read that already. A Cyberpunk expansion. This might just be... Okay, so... what wasn't known is the project the Molasses Flood is working on, and while we don't have a complete picture, things have become a bit clearer. According to the earnings call presentation, the newly acquired Boston-based studio behind The Flame and the Flood is tackling the project within one of CD Projekt's existing IPs. We'll report on what the game is as more information comes to light. And just like the first part of the slide, the rest is expected work for CDPR this year. In January, the company announced that a single-player Gwent spin-off was coming and will still launch this year, while the original standalone version of Gwent and the augmented reality mobile Witcher title The Witcher Monster Slayer will both continue to be supported. Finally, CD Projekt will be working on conceptual and research work on announced projects. We're looking forward to learning more about what the Molasses Flood is working on and which CD Projekt Red JPs it's a part of. Which world would you like to see that team build a game in?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I don't know either. The Flame and the Flood, I played that. That's for like 10 minutes. It's actually a fun game. But yeah, so like I guess what they're asking is of CD Projekt Red, what I guess like is there any spin-off titles that you wanted to see?
To be honest with you, I don't know much about this franchise or the little on the series itself, so I have no opinion on the matter at hand. I will admit that.
Okay, I gotta admit, same here. All I know about CD Projekt Red is The Witcher and Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah.
So, and so I don't know what this new thing is. I don't know what this new thing is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be a spin-off of. But if you work at CD Projekt Red, it sounds like you got a lot of busy days ahead of you.
Oh yeah, and plus also the fact that this is what I hate about today's gaming industry as well. They announced something that they didn't even make it yet, let alone star in it. And like Rockstar Games been announcing they're making GTA 6 as of like last month or two. I was like, that's a little too early to be talking about the newest game because we don't know what it's going to look like after by the pre-alpha or the beta version of GTA 6, if you want to call it that game later on in the future. So don't jump the gun, guys, in the game and making the game industry. Just take your time. Don't rush the game. Don't break it up into different microtransactions. I think you'll be fine. Make it a full game, and then you'll be fine. Now, of course, obviously, in today's world, where there's more advanced technology, perhaps you have to increase the prices officially from 60 to 70. That I can understand. But that means you also have to sacrifice also the microtransactions. You cannot have both. Either it's a free-to-play game with microtransactions galore, or it's a full paid game with DLC optional, and you still play it even with your full game on disc or on digital. So that's what I'm thinking of when it comes down to the typical unwritten rule or unwritten practice of the game industry. All
right. Okay, so I guess we'll move on. All right, next. No More Heroes 3 brings Earth's top assassin to more platforms this fall. Travis Touchdown's most recent adventure from the minds of Suda51 and Grasshopper manufacturer, No More Heroes 3 has been a Switch exclusive since it was released. But as of the 15th, that all changes because Xseed has announced it's bringing No More Heroes 3 to more platforms this fall. It will be coming to PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, and PC according to a tweet from Xseed Games. An image embedded with the announcement shows off what looks to be a collector's edition for the console versions. Included with these expanded editions are CD-labeled musical selections from No More Heroes 3, a Santa Destroy MOE, vanity license plate, and art book. I had the honor of reviewing No More Heroes 3 Switch release, and while I love the combat and love the humor, the performance resolution, and overall drabness of the open world brought the experience down. Here's hoping that the game can benefit greatly when transitioning to more powerful hardware, and maybe even throwing in some extra knobs to turn for the PC crowd. I gave No More Heroes 3 a 7.75 out of 10 on the Game Informer scale. Here's an excerpt to get a taste of what's in store if you dive into No More Heroes 3. No More Heroes 3 bleeds style. It's full of fun references and takes incredible pleasure in being weird and ostentatious. In the opening hour, the landscape of the cast changes in dramatic and violent ways. Also, I counted no less than 4 title cards in that time span, one of which lingered on screen longer than any in memory. I'm still chuckling about parts of this game's presentation days later. Suda and his team at Grasshopper effortlessly plaster sound effects and visuals across the UI menus and cutscenes that bring countless retro games to mind. Few, if any, of the references feel corny. They're all part of the game's DNA. Are you looking forward to playing No More Heroes on Xbox One?
If I recall correctly, of No More Heroes, is that the Asian character main antagonist, um, protagonist? Excuse me. Using an electronic sword.
I honestly don't know. I've never played a No More Heroes game.
Because I remember seeing something back about 5 years ago in one of the magazines about this game called No More Heroes, and if it's the same character about with the electric sword, now that I really want to play. So if it's regarding about that particular series, that'll be great. If
So
not,
it,
if not, then there's the trailer that I saw the other day. That one is all right. It basically you fight like zombies or whatever it's called. So.
all right. Well, yeah, Suda51. I think they're the same. I think they were behind Shadows of the Damned, which is a great game. I think they were behind Lollipop Chainsaw as well. So yeah, It sounds like something Suda51 would do. I've never played any of the No More Heroes games, but I'd be willing to try it out. As I'd have to see a review of the Switch version at first, and like that reviewer said, this one would have to be more powerful since it's coming to more powerful hardware.
Oh yeah.
I'd be interested in trying it. It's one of those franchises I've heard a lot about, I've heard mentioned a lot, but I don't know that much about it.
Right.
Ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I was right. I'm sorry, one more thing to say. I just searched No More Heroes, and I was right. It's like a guy with the electric sword. So I know what I'm getting myself into if I buy the third one. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Next, TMNT, the Cowabunga Collection, has a Nostalgia Pack collector's set. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection, is an upcoming compilation of 13 classic games announced last month. As fans wait with bated breath for its release, Konami has revealed a physical collector's box to further appeal to the Turtles diehard in you. Beginning today, you can pre-order a limited one box that contains some one-of-a-kind goodies. For $150, you'll get the following items. Physical copy of the game with original box design by TMNT co-creator Kevin Eastman. Cloth poster featuring Kevin Eastman's adaptation of TMNT Turtles in Time 16 by 24. Multi-layer acrylic diorama of Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo, 4.5 inches by 5 inches. Enamel pin set of 5 classic designs: the Technodrome, Turtle Blimp, Party Wagon, Shredder, and Krang. Set of 12 translucent comic-style character trading cards based on TMNT tournament fighters with rarely seen appearances from Wingnut, Armageddon, Chrome Dome, War, Asuka, Kaiway, and more. These comic-style character trading cards will be 3 by 5 inches. Full-color art book with 180 pages featuring a chapter dedicated to each of the 13 games in the compilation. That art book will be 5.5 by 8 inches. Although the Cowabunga Collection is also coming to PC, this physical collector set is only available for the console versions of the game. That would be PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. We've only seen this edition available for purchase at Target at the time of publishing, but keep an eye out on other retailers and online stores throughout the day as their product pages are updated. Okay, so while it sounds like a lot of money, would you be enticed into buying this collector set?
As if it's at Target, I'm gonna bust right away to that place.
Even if it's $150?
Why not? Is that the price? Right, that's the listing?
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. I mean,
so you like everything that's being mentioned in this collection?
Some of it, the book is going to be interesting to have, especially if I preserve it properly. So currently I have 2 games, 2 copies of, like I said, with of Final Fantasy VII Third Cerebus with Vincent as the main character. So one of those used or about to use to play for our next gameplay, whatever that's going to be, and then the other one's going to be for collector's sake. So I had the money for it. It was like $10, $15 each. I was like, why not? It was brand new at the time too. So
yeah, it sounds cool. It's just that I really don't have the money for collector set of any games. The art book sounds awesome. A chapter dedicated to each game that's in the series. For younger fans, they might enjoy the trading cards and stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough for my future son.
Yeah, not to mention the diorama, the poster. The poster's like 2x3, well, 16 by 24 inches. So it sounds cool, and it's unfortunately it definitely be out of my price range. I would have to stick with the base game.
Understood. Yeah, it's a lot of money for something like this. $150 plus tax and shipping. I bet. Because I can buy it on Target online. I should get it for free though if it's over a certain amount of money.
Yeah, if you order online, you also got those shipping in there.
Oh yes, indeed. Or I can just go to my local mall. I'm sure Target's still there after all those years. So.
All right, ready to move on?
Yes, indeed.
All right. More news about this. TMNT Shredder's Revenge gets summer launch window, extended gameplay trailer. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge finally has a release window, and the hotly anticipated throwback is set to arrive sometime this summer. A new extended gameplay trailer shows off the game's first 2 levels, with all 4 turtles getting a spotlight. Publisher Dotemu also brings exciting news that the Turtles' original voice actors from the 1987 cartoon reprise their roles in Shredder's Revenge. The action gets another big dose of nostalgia, with Cam Clark doing Leonardo, Townsend Coleman doing Michelangelo, Barry Gordon doing Donatello, and Rob Paulson doing Raphael, spouting one-liners in the midst of a battle as a result. Those attending PAX East this week have the opportunity to play Shredder's Revenge for the first time at Dotemu's Expo Hall, booth number 12043 if you're curious. The rest of us will have to play the game on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Dotemu announced that Limited Run Games will produce physical copies of the digital-only title sometime after launch. Shredder's Revenge soundtrack, composed by T. Lopes, will get a digital release down the line as well. So what do you think? This game is coming out during the summer.
Interesting.
So what do you...
If we're still referring to TMNT, right?
Yeah, Shredder's Revenge.
Okay, because I just looked up on Target, the release date for the physical copy for the Cowabunga collection, it'll be about December 31st, 2022. So
that collector's edition is probably coming out way after the game. Okay. The game's probably coming out digitally first.
Right. Oh man, I forgot about that part.
All right. Yeah. So, like I said, if the game's coming out this summer, I'd love to jump into it this summer.
Yeah, the summer is the best time to play video games because there's very little business during the summertime as far as like the everyday shopping. Like everyone's at the beach, everyone's out there on vacation, Labor Day weekend, 4th of July, Memorial Day weekend, you name it. Like everyone has a lot of free time throughout the summertime. And my birth month, August, is where all the good stuff be on sale too. So not to mention the hot weather in the summer. It's a lot worse down here than it is up there. In New York, it's anything over 90 degrees is considered a heat wave. Down here in Georgia, it's not considered a heat wave until the temperature reaches over 105 degrees. Yeah, that's crazy.
So during the summer, sometimes it's best to stay in, especially if you can.
Or that if you have outdoor electrical equipment near your house or outside your house, like in my old house, that is perfect. You can just play games while out in the sun, have your cold tea, cold coffee, get order some McDonald's and get DoorDash and shit. It's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting times.
I could do that on my porch actually if I wanted. I just don't want to move everything out there. Um,
Oh yeah.
but yes, yeah, TMNT Shredder's Revenge coming this summer. The collector's edition will probably be coming down the line. But what do you think about the voice actors from the cartoon coming back for this game
If it's the original voice actors from the 1990s, that'd be great.
from the 1987 cartoon?
Okay, it's even better. Okay. I was thinking of the 1990s, but yeah.
You're thinking of the live action movie.
Well, that's one of them, yes, but also there's a series that came out back sometime around the early 1990s, and that's not the 1987. It's the one with the April looking hot and all,
Okay.
It just sounds like what is this sensation I'm seeing of April wearing these curves and yellow and stuff? I was like, yeah, I want to see more of this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show.
All right. Well, this cartoon. Well, the voice actors from the cartoon are coming back for this game. They'll be voicing the turtles.
Gotta be in the 50s or 60s.
One lines from them in the middle of fights. So
they gotta be in the 50s or 60s right now.
yeah, but with computers, they can make them sound like they did in the 80s. I'm pretty sure of it. Ready to move on?
Well, speaking of changing their voice around due to age and all, did you know that Bruce Willis, the actor for Death Wish, the reboot of Death Wish from like a couple years back, he's doing a lot of acting for the past several months now because he has that's special, but this very rare disease of like losing motor functions and stuff. It's not like Parkinson's, but it's something equivalent to that. So they make him do all these acting and stuff without his consent or without his awareness, and he's just like a puppet on stage. So
oh wow,
yeah, it's I mean, I said Bruce Willis, he's up in age. He did a good job with Live Free and Die Hard, especially with the Die Hard series altogether. But it's time to move on. Get the next action-packed guy.
Right. Well, I mean, I saw Death Wish with Bruce Willis. I've also seen the original Death Wish with Charles Bronson. We only got a few articles left, so we got like about 6 to 8 things left. So I saw all the Death Wish movies. With Charles Bronson and Bruce Willis. The only problem I had with the one with Bruce Willis is that they were calling it Death Wish. I was like, honestly, if they named this movie anything else, like The Death Dealer or something like that, I would like this movie 10 times more. Mm-hmm. But they're trying to cash off the Death Wish name that Charles Bronson made famous.
Yeah, I watched a couple of those Death Wish 5 especially. They put that a lot on TV back in the 90s. And my aunt and I watch it sometimes. I'm like, it's just, how can you just mess up that franchise just for the sake of money in today's world?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I if I was to see Death Wish with Bruce Willis again on TV, and I had nothing better to do, I'd probably watch it again.
Yeah. It's
just, I didn't like the fact that they tried to reboot Death Wish, because I knew it was not going to go anywhere. Ready to move on?
Yes.
Alright, let me get this off my screen. Okay. So next, Streets of Rage is getting a movie, according to new report. Hot off the heels of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 box office success is news of another Sega classic making its way to the big screen. Deadline reports that a film adaptation of the classic beat-em-up series Streets of Rage is in the works. According to sources speaking to Deadline, the adaptation will be penned by John Wick creator and writer Derek Kolstad, who reportedly wrote Streets of Rage script on spec, basically a script written without a guarantee of production. Kolstad has the upcoming 4th John Wick slated for 2023 and also wrote the 2021 action film Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk. Streets of Rage will be co-produced by Dimitri M. Johnson's DJ2 Entertainment, which helped produce Sonic 2, and recently signed on to produce a TV adaptation of It Takes Two. It would be joined by the production company Escape Artists, which helped bring films such as the Equalizer series and The Magnificent Seven to life. Given that the film appears to be very early in its conception, there are no details regarding casting, plot, or release window. But given that the latest Sonic film had the best opening weekend of any video game movie ever, it's unsurprising that Sega would want to sprinkle the same cinematic fairy dust on the rest of its back catalog. For those unfamiliar, Streets of Rage is a series of co-op brawlers starring street vigilantes who protect their neighborhood by beating the snot out of gangs, thugs, and occasionally weird alien wall things. There are 4 Streets of Rage games, and the film can draw from. The first 3 arrived on the Sega Genesis in the early 90s, and Streets of Rage 4 launched on modern consoles in 2020. With Uncharted premiering earlier this year, video game movies have seemingly become popular again, and it's getting tricky trying to keep track of them all. In case you missed them, be sure to check out stories on these other recently announced film adaptations: Ghost of Tsushima, BioShock, Jak and Daxter, a video game movie starring The Rock that might be Call of Duty, and Mario. So, so first off, what do you think of Streets of Rage 4 getting a movie?
Well, after all these decades, that's finally. After decades later, when I was a kid, like, we were anticipating as kids, well, me personally, one other summer camp people I grew up with, we were anticipating for Streets of Rage to have their movie, as well as Metal Slug. Remember Metal Slug, Triple J?
Yep.
So, in Metal Slug, as an example of what's going to happen with Streets of Rage, it's been rumored for years that Metal's supposed to come out with a movie after Metal Slug 5 or 6. And that was back in, 2005, 2006, 2007, give or take. That's around the time when I was on the PS2, and I have the Metal Slug collection of up to Metal Slug 6. I also have Metal Slug 20, Metal Slug 3 separately. It was part of the games with gold, so you can tell I'm a big Metal Slug fan. And I have to say, though, that after all these years, they finally put in the game of the collection game for the PS2 on when that movie's going to come out. They say, the makers of it said in the interview, which is about a good maybe 15-minute read, saying that, we're not sure if we're going to make a movie yet, but we're still thinking about it. So that was back in 2007. So I was with 13, 15 years almost, if not more so, and now we still have no movie for at least Metal Slug. But this will suffice with this game of good old
Streets of Rage. If you had your choice, which Streets of Rage game would you want them to make the movie based on?
Not sure. Not sure at all.
Okay. Well, I mentioned other games that are getting movies treatment, like BioShock, which I'd be interested in seeing. Jak and Daxter, Mario, Ghost of Tsushima. Are you interested in any of those games getting their movie?
Oh yeah, Jak and Daxter. If I can get my hands on the first Jak and Daxter for the PS2, I will definitely play that for a couple of hours at a time. Yeah, I'll do my best to play as much as possible.
Okay, I'm obviously interested in a BioShock movie. I want to see what Streets of Rage would be. Streets of Rage, the movie, would be like.
In today's world, it'll be dumbed down. It'll be all nothing but violence and a very PG sense to bring all the audience in, the lowest common denominator, and then just like less oomph, less impact to the populace at large, especially to us gamers. So.
Well, I would love for the movie to be the vigilantes beating up people like Antifa and Black Thugs Matter, but
Lives Matter. Yeah, that'd be cool to put that in a political theme. Like Triple J and Dr. Games team up in Streets of Rage 5, Black Lives Matter versus Antifa versus the world.
Yeah. Oh my, could you imagine the backlash that would come from a movie like that?
Yeah, you and I be the creators of that movie. Get all the actors. Get that chick from the Resident Evil live action movie.
Mila Jovovich?
Yeah, you want to have her in that fucker. And we're gonna bring We're gonna bring a Hitler in there. We're gonna bring a tranny in there. We're gonna bring all sorts of shit in there. And I'll pay for the rights. Hell, you help me pay for it too as a business deal. Yeah, we can buy the rights to the Streets of Rage. That'll be nice. Called Streets of Rage 5, baby.
Yeah, so, but anyway, I'm definitely interested in seeing the Streets of Rage movie. The rest was just a basically personal preference.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, I wouldn't be surprised if Mila Jovovich was brought in. I mean, especially with what they had her do in Resident Evil. Why couldn't they bring her in this street fighting movie as a vigilante? She could play the female part, because Streets of Rage did have a female character.
Right. Hello, Triple J. Hey, Triple J, can you hear me? I can't hear you at all. Hold on. Test 1 2 1 2. Hello, hello. That's strange. It was just working. Oh man. Sorry for the wait, guys. So we're having some technical issues right now. I can hear myself without a problem. I want to stop streaming for a second, guys. So please thumbs up, subscribe, and share. I'll resume recording in a few minutes.
Developing big budget reboots of two of its most popular Dreamcast games, Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio. According to the Bloomberg report, which cites people familiar with Sega's plans, Sega is developing these reboots looking to tap into its back catalog in search of a hit like Fortnite. These two reboots could be the first of Sega's Super Game Initiative that it announced last November. This begs the question, why is Sega looking to Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio to be a Fortnite? Fortnite is a battle royale with plenty of crossover opportunities thanks to its live events and multitudes of outfits, and it's free, which certainly leads to its popularity. Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio are decidedly not like Fortnite, but perhaps Sega has more drastic plans for these reboots. Bloomberg also reports that Sega's European studio is working on a first-person super game, or maybe that is the title. Sega hopes to become its own Fortnite-like hit. The Crazy Taxi reboot has been in development for more than a year, and Sega plans to release it in the next 2 to 3 years. Jet Set Radio is also early in development, and the publication's sources say both games could still be canceled. For the uninitiated, Crazy Taxi is a zany, quasi-racing title where players are tasked with transporting passengers across town in a high-speed taxi, all while tracks from The Offspring and others play. On the other hand, Jet Set Radio is a game about rollerblading and graffiti with flashy visuals in an area not unlike the shopping districts of Tokyo and a soundtrack that rips. Both Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio are beloved by their fans, so here's hoping these reboots come to fruition as games we can all play one day. Would you be excited about a Crazy Taxi or Jet Set Radio reboot?
Well, Crazy Taxi would be nice to see a reboot after 20 years, but it's still 20 years, so it's kind of like, that's not saying it's not too early. It's just that it's like, how many people from how many years ago still remembers it? Now that the newer gamers understand that concept of gaming as well. Because this is not your ordinary, Twisted Metal from like 2013, 2011, give or take. So it's like, because they made a big difference, a big gameplay dynamic change in Twisted Metal. So imagine doing that Crazy Taxi 20 years later, which is now. So you're taking a risk.
Well, these games haven't been, Jet Set Radio has, but Crazy Taxi hasn't been dead for 20 years. I mean, it came out after a Dreamcast, it came out on PS2, it came out on Xbox 360 or Xbox One. I have it from Games with Gold. That's how I play it now.
Right.
So, they could bring it back and just make the area much like a Grand Theft Auto 5 world. Maybe give you more time, maybe get more, and basically just, a bigger, larger world with a lot more locations, and just make it scale to what a game like that would be today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd definitely be interested in seeing a reboot of Crazy Taxi. I love that game. They did make a sequel. That didn't get as much attention as the original. I think part of that was because Dreamcast was dying at the time, because Dreamcast had a short lifespan.
Right.
But yeah, I'd be interested in seeing Crazy Taxi. Jet Set Radio, on the other hand, I never got into. I never played, so I wouldn't have any interest in that.
Yeah. When I think of that game Jet something you just mentioned, I think of Jet Moto. Remember Jet Moto?
Yeah.
I have Jet Moto 2 still for the last several years, about decades. And it's still a good game to play after all these years. And I wish I could...
Wasn't that on PlayStation?
Yeah, PlayStation 1. All 3 Jet Motos are on PlayStation 1.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a Sony property or not.
It is.
I've never... Oh, okay.
It has been, like, ever since Jet Moto 3, they came out back in 1999, 2001, give or take. They haven't rebooted it. They haven't made no sequels, nothing of the sort. So either the company behind that property is either out of work, out of business, and the IP is just basically in limbo. Like basically anyone can buy off of it if the original owner still has copies or able to transfer the licenses to the new owner. So if we ever get to the top of the game industry, whether we're businessmen or developers or engineers, whatever comes first, and we have money to buy off these properties, hey, I'll buy off Time Crisis, I'll buy off Streets of Rage, I'll buy off Crazy Taxi, and mix it up a bit, Not going to tamper with it like the Disney movies did with Star Wars and all, but I'll do my best to make new characters or help, not me personally, but my group, us as a whole, as a community,
To progress the franchise.
At least that, especially when it comes to Jet Moto. Jet Moto, that's like you. I want just endless possibilities, but you can make a Jet Moto 4. Problem though is that you have to make a remaster of Jet Moto and then put that on PS5 or whatever system for next generation.
Yeah, the only problem with that is between Jet Moto, Hydro Thunder, there was another one, Wave Race at the time. There were so many games like it. I think Hydro Thunder is the one that won out basically.
Okay.
But like I said, I want to see more. I'm always up for more Crazy Taxi.
Okay.
Ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. Next, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 release date moved up from September to July. Nintendo has pushed the release date for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 up by a couple of months. While Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was announced earlier this year, Nintendo said it would hit Switch sometime this September. However, in a new 3-minute trailer released by Nintendo today, the company reveals that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will now be released on the 29th. A rare move for the company, this represents a push forward of at least a month, possibly 2, depending on when Nintendo planned to release the game in September, a date we'll likely never learn now. Why are Noah and his friends being pursued by monsters by the forces of the 2 nations they hail from? The trailer's description reads, witness the introduction of the mighty Ouroboros forms, the oversized entities your party can become battle in this epic continuation of the Xenoblade Chronicles series. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 arrives on July 29th. Nintendo has also shared some new details about what's seen in the trailer. The new trailer for the game reveals the background of the group's journey in somewhere, a vast and sublime natural world, and reveals new details about the battle system. Battle with up to 7 characters. Like in previous Xenoblade Chronicle games, battles start by facing enemies directly in the overworld. Players can control Noah's party of 6 as well as additional characters they'll meet during the adventure. Each character has their own role in battle, which allows for diverse strategies. Class change. Noah is a sword fighter specializing in close-range attacks, while Mio is a Zephyr, drawing enemy attention while evading their strikes. Thus, each character has their own class with their own strengths. Progressing in the adventure, players can change their characters' classes, creating a customized party. New interlink system. Each of the tag team pairs, Noah and Mio, Lance and Sana, Uni and Taeyeon, can make use of the interlink system if certain conditions are met. They will then combine into a giant form called Ouroboros. Each Ouroboros has its own powerful moveset, and deciding when to transform can be the key to winning a battle. Nintendo says a special edition of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will also be available via the My Nintendo store. It will include package artwork from Matsusugo Sato, a full-color 250-page hand-cover art book, and a steel case. It is not currently available for pre-order yet, but Nintendo says new details about the special edition will come in the future. Are you excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 3?
It looks good. I watched the trailer a couple of times on Xenoblade 3, and obviously now they have not good deals altogether, but it's still fair. It's fair deals where you can buy Xenoblade Chronicles 1 as well as 2, each for about $60 on Nintendo Switch. So I think they were like remasters, if I recall correctly. So they did a good job on promoting Xenoblade over the years. I heard of it, just the Shokyo. To those that know where Shokyo is a Nintendo pro player, what I call him. He does a lot of Smash Brothers tournaments, Tekken maybe. I'm not sure about Tekken, but definitely Smash Brothers. He's a big fighter, tournament fighter at Smash Brothers. He visits not every, but he visits a good portion of gaming events. So like from E3 at one point, I think it was, or some underground Florida tournament where Tekken, Street Fighter, Dead or Alive, you name it. Like he went to those events, and he's not obviously he's not popular like Britney Spears popular, but people do see his work, and he's been streaming on Twitch right now. So that's how I knew about Xenoblade, because of Shokyo. He played it, or he mentioned it several times in his videos. And there was a conflict that he had back with the Gaming Girls back in 2013, 2014. He was pissed off in his videos. He was like, "Listen here, bitch! You shouldn't be doing this and that to us gamers in this gaming sphere." And it was a big deal with the Gamergate and stuff like that. So he took part in that. He wasn't the direct member of the Gamergate, but he's in the fray of it all. I was on the sidelines talking about politics. They're talking about video games most of the time. So it's like, that's fine. So, yeah.
I think I may have played Xenoblade Chronicles X when it was on Wii U, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I enjoyed it. I think I rented it from GameFly. This was back when I lived in New York. Well, during the Wii U days. That's the only exposure I've had to Xenoblade Chronicles. But yeah, this sound. I know a lot of fans of Xenoblade. There are a lot of fans of Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm sure they were wanting a third one. This third one sounds great, and I like the different classes. So you can, different people can use different strategies to progress through the game.
Oh yeah.
Ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. Jane Foster is the next playable hero in Marvel's Avengers. Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics have revealed that Jane Foster will be the next playable hero in Marvel's Avengers. She will be the first new addition since Spider-Man, the PlayStation exclusive hero released following last summer's Wait for Wakanda expansion, which brought Black Panther into the fold. As for when to expect Jane Foster's mighty Thor, Crystal Dynamics say sometime after Update 2.5, which will be released sometime after Update 2.4 hits the game next month. Beyond that will be Update 2.5, and while we'll be coming back with specifics on timing later, we can share that it will introduce a new playable hero for all platforms. Jane Foster, the mighty Thor, Crystal Dynamics blog post reads, "Our hero designs are driven first and foremost by their core comic book identities, so as a fellow wielder of Molder, her suit of abilities will have a lot in common with Odinson's. However, she will have elements that are distinctly Jane. More details on how Jane will come to life in our game will be coming in the future. Elsewhere in a blog post, Crystal Dynamics details Update 2.4, which is currently targeting a May release. Events like Cosmic Threat, Tehinan Anomaly, and Corrupted Vibranium help build a backbone to Marvel's Avengers first year, allowing us to add variety to the Avengers initiative and giving new and different goals to chase with your squad mates. As they've entered into a rotational calendar this year, we want to make sure they stay fresh and compelling for replays. So in Update 2.4, we'll be reworking the systems behind those events with the goal of making them more rewarding. Combined with the improved game loop introduced in 2.3, we think these new rewards will make a meaningful change of pace for veteran players and a great way to gear up for newer players. Here's what Crystal Dynamics has to say in regards to upcoming Update 2.4 reworks. To make each event more unique and worth playing, we're improving and diversifying rewards across events, with each event now rewarding gear from different sets. Adding unit rewards to a wider variety of event missions to provide even more ways to earn shipments and cosmetic vendor outfits. Adding higher power level gear rewards to meta objectives to create another path to gear up beyond the soft cap on drops for non-raid Omega level threat content. Meta objectives will grant rewards to your entire Meta objectives will grant rewards to your entire eligible roster, not just a single hero, allowing you to gear up your squad while playing your favorite hero. Are you excited to play as Jane Foster in Marvel's Avengers?
What's about the Marvel Avengers for 2020, right?
Yeah.
They're still at it?
Yep.
I mean, that game's pretty much dead right now. Probably be like maybe like 10 people still play it on a daily basis. My God.
It's like Cyber.
If I may ask a question about this Jane Foster woman, is she also called Morbius, the one the poster over here? Or has something?
No. I'm not that familiar with her.
Because I never heard of Jane Foster before. Unless you're referring to X-Men, the one with the psychic powers, but she was called Phoenix later on in the trilogy of X-Men. So
yeah, I don't know who she is, and I'm surprised that they're still trying to save this game. I guess Square just can't write off the loss.
Because if it's still in regards to of Marvel's Avengers, like this poster behind me, I just posted there earlier today on my wall. I got it from watching at the theater of Sonic 2. It was a free poster, so I was like, I'll look into this movie later. So I figured they'll do something like that with Avengers of 2020, like you mentioned with this Jane Foster one, but I guess not. Because the one I mentioned is called Morbius. It's called Morbius or Morbius, you want to call him. And he does like special healing powers. So I figured Jane Foster is like at least a sidekick. So, but if they want to bring back X-Men characters, that would be great,
Okay. I don't think it's the same character, but like I said, I think Square Enix just had such a loss with Marvel's Avengers, they just can't write it off, and so they're doing anything they can to save this game. But Marvel's Avengers is even more dead than Cyberpunk. Ready to continue?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sonic Origins arrives this summer to celebrate the Blue Blur's birthday. Sega has unveiled the first trailer for Sonic Origins, the remastered collection of Sonic's best Genesis-era titles first released last May. Origins remasters Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles and Sonic CD with the sharper resolution, new and improved animations, and fun tweaks such as the ability to play as Sonic's two sidekicks across any game. That's right, you can finally smash through Sonic 1's Marble Zone as Knuckles. If you'd rather keep it vintage, a classic mode lets players enjoy these games in their original forms. Conversely, Anniversary Mode features a full-screen display and infinite lives for those who want to tour each adventure stress-free. Sonic Origins incentivizes gameplay with new in-game missions that reward medallions. Spending this currency in the game's vault unlocks new content and grants access to a special stage. Origins also sports new cutscenes in the style of Sonic Mania's animated cinematics. Sonic Origins launches on June 23rd, Sonic's 31st birthday, on PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. The standard edition runs for $40, but there are two versions and a few content packs. What do you think? Would you be interested in playing Sonic Origins?
Of course, I'm still trying to play Sonic Generations, the game from 2011, 2010, and after all these years of owning it, part of the Games with Gold, or I could have sworn it's part of the Games with Gold last time. That's what I like about back during, back 5 years ago. Games with Gold was very good offer to have when buying Xbox Gold all the time, and with Sonic Generations, so far up to the third or fourth level. Not complete each and every level of these 4 levels, but it's still good to play them once in a blue moon, and it's great. Unfortunately, I like Sonic Adventure 1 the most. Had include characters like Biggie, Gamma 106, I think it was, or MK2. MK2 is his brother. They're very good brothers, MK2 and Gamma. So basically, all those characters, you don't even hear Big E anymore until when you watch Sonic X. I mean, even he's not involved as often in that series of anime. So, and then also there's the movie Sonic 2 that came out earlier this month. Good movie, guys. Very good movie. I did a review of it earlier this week. You can check it out on my channel, my gaming channel, that is. And it's not bad. Jim Carrey did a good job again. I wish he were in the fat suit. I said in the video, I said, I hope Jim, if Jim Carrey's listening to my voice right this second, Mr. Jim Carrey, please, for the third Sonic movie, there's a sequel coming up, I know that, but wear a fat suit, please, or eat.
Okay. I'm a big fan of Sonic 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Like most people who had a Sega Genesis, that's the very first Sega Genesis game I ever played. Mm-hmm. I did play Sonic 3. I did play Sonic CD because I had a Sega CD growing up as well. And now we get to play all those games again, but it's going to be new graphics, and we'll be able to play. And now you can play as Knuckles or Tails in any of these games.
Yeah.
In addition to Sonic, and if you want to play as Sonic in its normal mode, you can do that too. So they're basically giving you all the options that they can think of in this anniversary edition. It's only going to be $40, which sounds great.
Oh, $40 for Sonic Origins?
Yeah.
Okay. So that means I should catch up on some Sonic Mania, Sonic Destroyer, whatever that one was the apocalyptic version of itself. This is before Sonic Mania, so right before Sonic Mania.
Well, these are just current day graphics of the Genesis and Sega CD title.
I see. Okay.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Only like 4 more things to go over.
Understood.
Oh, 5 more. Okay. Sonic Origins additions and content packs detailed. Sega for Sonic Origins. It also revealed the title comes in 2 editions, which we read before. The game's website shares a chart breaking down each version of the game and various pre-order bonuses. If you're having trouble making sense of it, we don't blame you. It's confusing at first glance, so here's a plain breakdown of what it entails. The standard edition, which is just the game, costs $40. The digital deluxe version runs for $45 and includes the game plus the following items: hard missions, letterbox background, character animation in main menu, camera controls over main menu islands, character animations during Music Islands, and exclusive tracks from Genesis Mega Drive titles. With us so far? Good. Now there are 3 content packs, 2 of which are unavailable for purchase at the moment. They are Stardash Pack, included with digital pre-orders of Standard or Digital Deluxe Edition, which offers 100 medallion bonus, mirror mode unlocked, and letterbox background Genesis Mega Drive pattern. Premium and Classic Sound Packs coming soon will have exclusive tracks from the Genesis Mega Drive titles. And Premium Fun Pack, also coming soon, includes hard missions, letterbox background, character animation and main menu, camera controls over main menu islands, character animations during music islands. Basically, the Classic Sound and Fun Packs are just the bonuses included in a Digital Deluxe edition, but slightly divided. Hopefully that helped you figure out what you're getting and where. It launches on June 23rd. My question for this is, so we're gonna have to pay for animations in the main menu and camera controls over the
Oh, guys, happening. It's really happening.
Okay, I gotta rethink how excited I was. I mean, imagine you playing like SmackDown versus Raw or SmackDown versus Raw 2006, and they're like, "You want to see Stacy Keibler dance on the screen while you're in the main menu? $5."
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I'm ready to take that $5 and go elsewhere.
So, I mean, I'm getting the base. I was excited for the base game, and not so much anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with you on this one, my friend, and you're right. And it's, yeah, I wasn't going to do something where it's like, okay, we're going to correct everything. You're going to have everything in the game if you buy a base game, and the add-on is just DLC of, like, I don't know, cosmetics or whatever. At least that. I can understand that. Come on, you got to take the menu selection style
menu animations and stuff.
Like that's what they're doing in Halo Infinite. You ever notice why I barely play Halo Infinite for the past 2 weeks now, my friend? They put little content in little by little. And you know what they said about Season 2? May 2nd, it's going to be the update on King of the Hill, Griff Ball, or whatever it's called. And that's about other things. That's it. And it's something that's built into the game from Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 4. So, who are they fooling? They're trying to make people or younger gamers look stupid, like, for buying this stuff or eating it up,
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm no longer interested in Sonic Origins if this is what we're going to get.
Like Abraham Lincoln said, you fool some people some of the time, some of the people all the time, but not all the people all the time. And by far, we're all those people. We gotta stop fooling ourselves.
Yeah, I think the quote goes, "You can fool some of the people all the time, and all the people some of the time, but not all of them all the time."
Let's just do it for the Sonic Origins sake.
Yeah. Ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. Next. Gearbox is reviving Tales from the Borderlands, and it returns this summer. It's no surprise that Gearbox is far from done with the Borderlands franchise, following the release of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and with the forthcoming Borderlands movie in post-production, the company announced today a popular Borderlands spin-off is returning this year with the return of Tales from the Borderlands. In a tweet this afternoon from the Borderlands official Twitter account, it was revealed that Tales from the Borderlands would be receiving a second season, yes, and Gearbox only listed and 2K Games as being attached to the project. The tweet reads, "There are more stories to explore in the Borderlands universe. An all-new Tales from the Borderlands adventure is coming out in 2022 from Gearbox official and 2K. Stay tuned for a full announcement this summer." The message came with a piece of art featuring 3 characters under the Borderlands logo with the big moon shining in the background. The previous developer for Season 1 of Tales of the Borderlands, Telltale Games, isn't mentioned in the announcement, which makes sense as that company has taken more of a publishing role since it was shuttered and resurrected over the past few years. It's unknown whether this new edition of Tales from the Borderlands will continue on with characters from the first season, I sure hope it does, or move on to other stories within the universe. Season 1 of Tales of the Borderlands is an adventure game following the exploits of former Hyperion employee Riz and con artist Fiona in the rough yet humorous world of Pandora. And did you play the first Tales from the Borderlands? It was a game sold.
Yes, I'm well aware of that matter. And,
okay.
Not yet. I'm still playing the other Telltale games. Batman. I didn't start Batman yet, but I will definitely play in Michonne of Walking Dead. You play that one from Walking Dead season? Michonne?
I played all 4 seasons.
Okay, yeah, it's a good game. Michonne Walking Dead, so it's all right. I mean, people say that it was bad because it had bad pacing and all, but it's all right as a popcorn flick or popcorn gaming flick of sorts, you know. But other than that, yeah, Tales from Borderlands. I've heard good things about that, and hopefully, if I ever get a chance to, I'll play more of Borderlands with you guys, because I did a recording of it back in 2016. A couple of videos of it on my old channel before it got deleted due to copyright. So it sucks, you know. It really does. So.
All right. Well, Tales from the Borderlands. I really enjoyed the first one. In case anyone is kind of wondering, I don't want to spoil it. I'll say it anyway. The way I had it, Riz and Fiona's sister did end up getting together. That's how my game ended. So you know, I do want to see what happens. You got to place. You know, what I want to see is those characters from the first one placed in new situations on the land, on the land of Pandora. Take whatever story you have, but I want it to revolve around these characters that I've already invested time into. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. If they go the Life is Strange route, I'm going to be disappointed. Ready to move on?
Oh yeah. Eventually, I will get to Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands. Problem is just right now, I have to say, if I really want to put my mind to it, I can sacrifice all my time of Apex and Halo for the sake of playing the rest of the Telltale games, and as well as Crazy Taxi for my week vacation starting right now. So,
all right. Next, Nintendo Switch Online adds 3 more Sega Genesis games, including Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball. Nintendo has released the latest batch of games to users subscribed to its Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, and this time it's 3 more Sega Genesis games. More specifically, you can now play Space Harrier 2, Shining Force 2, and Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball on your Switch through the service. These 3 games join the recently added Sega Genesis games Alter Beast, Toe Jam and Earl, Dynamite, Petty, Sword, Vermilion, and Thunder Force 2, as well as Banjo-Kazooie, which was added to the service back in January. Space Harrier, here's an explanation of the 3 games. Space Harrier 2. Space Harrier 2 was first released in 1988 and was one of the original launch titles for the Mega Drive, what the Genesis was known as in Japan, and one of the 6 Sega Genesis launch titles in the US. Nintendo says Space Harrier 2 is a celebrated launch title for the Genesis Mega Drive, and that in this sequel to the popular 3D shoot-'em-up, Harrier takes to the skies once more to defend Fantasyland from a mysterious invader. Shining Force 2. Shining Force 2 is a tactical RPG... Hold on. Yes? Alright.
Everything okay, my friend?
Yeah, my mom needs my help, so I'm going to be gone for about the next 10 minutes.
Do you want to stop altogether, or you want to continue on?
No, continue on when I get back, because when I get back, then we're going to have, you know...
No problem. I'll put myself on hold.
Okay. Yes. Or then, you can, if you have anything you want to bring up, you can talk about it.
Yeah,
I'll be back. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay, guys, this is going to consider to be part 2 ending for the stream. Yeah, please thumbs up, subscribe, and share to my channels, and we're going to stop for now. Part 3 will continue until my friend Triple J comes back. Bye. Okay, we're recording this streaming right now, guys. This is part 3 of our podcast of episode 45.
Okay, I'm going to pick up where I left off. So we talked about Space Area 2. Shining Force 2 is a tactical RPG released in 1993, and while it is a sequel for the franchise, it's not a direct sequel to the first Shining Force. Nintendo says this second entry in the popular tactical RPG series features even more strategic combat in it. Sir Astral's Squire Bowie must assemble an army of light from all the world races to stop evil from overtaking the land. And last, Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball. Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball is the first of the pinball-related spin-offs in the Sonic franchise. Originally released for the Mega Drive in '93, Nintendo says the world's fastest hedgehog burst onto the pinball scene in All New Adventure, and that in this action pinball game, anyone can pick up and enjoy, gather the Chaos Emeralds, and save 4 worlds from Dr. Robotnik. Are you excited about any of these Sega Genesis games coming to the Switch online service?
Well, I don't have a Switch yet, as always, and I already have Sonic games in the past. I should have I have Sonic 2 for the Game Gear. That's an old system from the 1990s. I have Sonic Adventure 1 for the Dreamcast. Sonic Adventure 2 for about the PC on Steam. And other Sonic games like Sonic 1 and 2 and 3, I think I have the first Sonic somewhere as part of my games with gold. I doubt it though, because episode 4 of Sonic was supposed to be on sale. And I could have when I purchased that copy back many years ago. So I can't remember exactly when did I start doing that. You know, that particular matter at hand. So.
Okay. Well, Sonic Spinball, I mean, some people like it, some people hate it. It's basically Sonic is the pinball, and you're playing a pinball game.
Yeah.
But the objective is not just to get a high score. Shining Force 2, I've never played. I did have Space Area 2 growing up for the Sega Genesis. I really didn't care about it. It was just like a checkerbox land, and you shoot enemies that are coming towards you.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I mean, none of these games really get me excited. I mean, the only one I really would care about is Space Area 2, and I didn't care about that game growing up, so. You know, maybe they're fans of these games, but I'm not one of them.
Right.
Ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. Just a couple more topics. Call of Duty Warzone. Operation Monarch trailer teases a showdown between King Kong and Godzilla. If you've been playing Call of Duty Warzone lately, wondering to yourself, this could really use some more kaiju, then you're in luck because that seems to be exactly what Operation Monarch is bringing to the Battle Royale. An Operation Monarch teaser trailer for Call of Duty Warzone released today teases a climactic showdown between the famed King Kong and Godzilla, not unlike that seen in the 2021 movie Godzilla vs. Kong. As for how this fight plays into the actual Battle Royale that is Call of Duty Warzone, that remains unclear. Save for one of the Warzone planes going down after being grabbed out of the sky by King Kong, the soldiers we play as in the game are nowhere to be seen. Operation Monarch will go live on May 11th, but hopefully before then we learn more about how Godzilla and King Kong will actually affect Call of Duty Warzone. Perhaps they'll replace the ever-enclosing circle, or perhaps they'll just be fighting in the background. Regardless, here's hoping we get some cool skins and customization options related to the kaiju of this. Are you excited for Operation Monarch to hit Call of Duty Warzone?
Well, Call of Duty Warzone, it's kind of iffy for me because it's good to play with friends online, especially during an event where you have to be a 3-person squad to earn about $100,000 in one match and be the first to have that kind of money at the end of the game, or the segment of the game. And it was great. I mean, I never played that specific event, but I did play with others online, either whether through hit and miss friends haven't seen it in a while, or just those who are just hardcore Call of Duty fans. And I'm more of a Halo than a Call of Duty fan. If we're a break up between which was more of my time towards. So, Warzone, it was. I wasn't expecting it to be part of the recent video games of Call of Duty, which is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War, and now Vanguard. And it's like, I like get rid of Warzone as far as like it be in the forefront and improve and maintain the good and decent stuff about the matter at hand with the previous games. So I don't know. It's just something that I'm just not sure about with Warzone right now.
Okay, I'm not into Call of Duty like I used to be back in 2007, 2008, 2009. But I would say, if they have Godzilla vs. King Kong, they should have Godzilla and King Kong, like, that can turn around the fight. Like, have them fighting, but have their fighting impact the players playing on the map as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like King Kong grabbing planes and just throwing them down to the ground. Godzilla, if soldiers get too close to him, Godzilla, if he breathes fire, spreads fire down among the soldiers near his feet. Stuff like that.
Yes.
Have Godzilla and King Kong get involved, but like have them fighting the whole time. It's just if a plane gets too close or soldiers get too close, they feel the wrath.
Oh yes.
That would be the best thing. Ready for the final topic?
Versus final topic. Yeah, well, go through them within 3 hours. Nice.
All right. Splatoon. Hold on. Let me turn off. Splatoon 3 gets September launch date and new gameplay trailer. Nintendo has released a new gameplay trailer for its upcoming third-person multiplayer ink shooter, Splatoon 3, and in it the company reveals that it will launch in just under 5 months. More specifically, Nintendo has revealed that Splatoon 3 will hit Switch on September 9th. To accompany the news, a nearly 4-minute trailer showcasing some Turf War gameplay has been revealed and looks great. If you're familiar with Splatoon, you know what you're getting with this trailer, but this new gameplay showcases not only the visual upgrades Splatoon 3 has received in comparison to Splatoon 2, but some of the new weapons and mechanics as well.
Mm-hmm.
Features more than 3 minutes of Turf War gameplay, one of the most popular modes in the Splatoon franchises. It tasks 2 opposing teams with covering as much of the arena as possible with ink. Whichever team has the most ink on the battleground when the time mirrors up wins. Splatoon 3 Online 4 vs 4 Turf War can create heated matches across a mix of new and returning stages where teams of 4 face off to cover the most ground in their ink. Newly uncovered footage provides insight on one of these new stages. Eel Tail Alley, along with a look at the Stringer, a new bow-shaped weapon type that enables you to sling ink sideways and vertically. Nintendo has also revealed that starting today, Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack subscribers can play the Splatoon 2 DLC Octo expansion on the Switch at no additional cost. In the Splatoon 2 Octo expansion DLC, you play as Agent 8, an Octoling who awakens without her memories on a dark subway platform. Navigate a mysterious underground test facility in this adventure that spans 80 missions packed with challenges you won't find in the minigame. Escape from these twisted depths and you'll be able to join multiplayer matches as your very own Octoling. This is just a taste of Splatoon 3 multiplayer, but it will also feature a full story campaign and Salmon Run 2, which is a wave-based cooperative mode. I know you don't have a Nintendo Switch, but have you kept up with the Splatoon series?
I have to say, good music. Very good music. There's some remixes out there and also actual from-the-scratch music making by the name of Mando Pony. He created a song called I Ink, Therefore I Am. And there's also remix songs by the Living Tombstone. So those that are well aware of this music group, Living Tombstone does a lot of remix / their own style of music gameplay of the particular games that they play music from, like the Jump Up Star Super Mario Brothers title that they created. They also did a drunk game or a drunk life, and it did like my ordinary life and stuff like that. It's they're good. They're good at making their music. I'm not sure they made any albums per se. They're more like just remixes that you see on YouTube. That have millions upon millions of views of each video. So they did a good job. So with Splatoon, they did like a red and blue version. I think I like the one that makes that noise like and it's actual music. The style, like you know it's Splatoon because you watched the trailer or the commercial on TV. So this is some good stuff that they promoted. All this good file sharing or remixing of certain songs from certain video games is awesome. It's an awesome experience. Now I want to get all three Splatoon games for Nintendo Switch. If they put it in that bundle like that, I guarantee you, if they put Splatoon 1, 2, and 3 together, that'll be an awesome thing for Nintendo Switch. People will go to like it's nothing. And even though I don't have a Nintendo Switch yet, I'll spend $100 for that bundle. That would be great. Hell, if you want DLC, include another $25 to add to the to the bundle. Like have a deluxe edition or some stuff like that. Or legendary edition even. So
okay. I've never played Splatoon. I have sold the I forgot what the Wii U figures that you could place on the Wii U gamepad that would add more gameplay. I did have a couple of those at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Splatoon. I guess it's without having actually played it, I really can't comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that a lot of people like it, which is one reason I wanted to cover it.
Right.
And with that, unless there's something you want, is there something you want to cover we haven't covered yet?
Well, to those that are not well aware of my projects or any particular activities I've done with online, I'm planning on trying to go for another Tekken tournament sometime this spring. I'm not sure what exactly because I actually met a few networks of people that run these tournaments, and even though I'm not the best player in Tekken 7, obviously, or Tekken altogether, I feel like I have my veteran status in place of me playing countless hours of that game. So I think about doing that and also announce them thereafter. So, and also, I'm also planning on doing more gameplay for next week. Technically, we're now into the Sunday this week, so I have my vacation starting today, as of yesterday, I should say. So you might see me doing a gameplay every day, once a day, or twice a day, depends on how much free time I have. Because I have other things to do during my vacation, pay bills, wash dishes, do chores, stuff like that. So it's like, it's being an adult gamer, you have a lot of choices to choose from in games these days because you have the money for it. But the time itself is just so valuable now to have and make it as much as possible out of the matter. You want to get that. You want to go get that last game before it's too late, or that last system before they turns to $1 million to buy the system or even the game itself. I heard that if you want to buy the first copy of Japan's copy of Super Mario Brothers from the 1987, 1986 time, the very first copy, it's about $600,000, and it's only 1 cent shipping. That's like a big fu to the buyer. Like it's crazy, man. Like I think I'm in the good times and the bad times of the game at the same time. It's a blessing. So yeah, I'll try to do more of gameplay as well as going to start my project of the War Antics series. I'm going to do not part 2. It's not called part 2. It's called number 2. I'm not going to give the title out yet, but it's going to come sometime next week. So.
Okay. The next episode of the podcast, unless things change, I have to pull up the calendar. It's going to be May. I can tell you that much. Let's see, April. It'll be May 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern.
I'm sorry, I was thinking about my other appointment. Sorry.
Yeah, like Dr. Games 101 said, I'm usually off weekends. I think Memorial Day is coming up also.
Yeah, the 25th. May.
Okay, that's a 3 day. Okay, that's a, even though I work from home, that's a 3 day weekend for me because not as little as the riding selection is on weekdays, it's even less on weekends. So like any day that's a weekend or a holiday, it's usually like there's no reason to even check.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it, if someone's going away for a 3 day weekend, they're not going to post something they want written for their website before they leave. They'll just do it when they come back.
Something like that, yeah.
Unless they could check it on the road, but then again, how many of them would really want to check stuff like that on the road? And then if they don't confirm or reject it within 3 days, it gets accepted automatically. So it's just, I can see it like as when holidays are coming up. I know that the writing selection is gonna dwindle down, and then usually after the holiday it picks back up.
Mm-hmm.
So May 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern will be the next time. So, and like I said, tomorrow I do plan to get some gaming videos up, and could try to continue that up past tomorrow also.
Okay.
So go to the link if you're watching this on my Twitch channel. Go to the About section. There's a link to my BitChute channel where all Let's Plays get posted. Also, check the link to my price charting store where I sell old and new video games. And we'll be back on May 7th.
All right, then.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Goodbye.